The Mutual Broadcasting System has the pleasure of presenting the 12th broadcast of a special 26-week series of plays by radio playwright Arch Oboler. In this series, we hope to bring you dramas full of the excitement and the meaning of plays, told in relation to the expanding world in which we live. The play will be introduced by Arch Oboler.
In a world which fills our hours with a multiplicity of little things, it's sometimes good to stand away in imagination and think of the great wonder of life itself, that out of the darkness of space came this great gift of consciousness. Tonight, with my distinguished actor friend, Edmund Gwen, I'd like to bring you my play about this infinite wonder.
And so, my good friends, I can only add that I thank you with all my heart for the honor you have given me this evening. The newspaper men who are here would, of course, like me to make a sensational statement regarding the nature and the effect of cosmic rays. That is understandable. We know that these rays originate in the cold distances so far beyond our universe that the human mind cannot begin to grasp the reality of the endless darkness. We know that these cosmic radiations are continually bombarding us, changing the very structure of things with every passing second. Some of us believe that it is this radiation which, acting upon the atoms of primeval matter, caused the gradual evolution of the creature called man out of primeval slime. Yes, a popular magazine article recently headlined the cosmic ray as the essence of life. The essence of life. Perhaps. But where out of the frigid darkness come these radiations? Where? What lies beyond the reach of our greatest telescopes that is the source of this tremendous unseen flow of cosmic energy? Some of you stir restlessly. You are thinking, our friend Sir Albert grows senile. Life grows short for him. He is looking out into the night with fear. No, my friend. It is not fear that makes me ask the questions, whence and where. It is not even hope. It is wonder. Wonder at the source of this unending stream of power that drives across eternal space, bringing our universe what may be the very source of life. Now I say to you, what so many of you already believe in your hearts, that our world, and all we know of it, all things, all beings, is not mechanism, but the result, the expression of a thought, a great, transcending thought. I leave you with this question. Can it be that cosmic radiations are a direct expression of that divine, eternal thought?
If you'll sit here, Sir Albert.
Thank you, Harris. Thank you.
May I get you something?
No. Oh, just see if they let me rest here a few moments. I'm very tired.
I'd like to say it was a thrilling occasion, Sir Albert. So many of your friends who... those reporters.
Tell them I'll see them as soon as I possibly can.
Yes, sir. No, I'm sorry, Sir Albert cannot see anyone just now. He's indisposed.
Yes, I must see my father.
Oh, I beg your pardon, Mrs. Lennox. If you'll step in. Good evening, Mr. Lennox.
Good evening, Harris.
No, not now. Sir Albert will be out in a moment.
Father, dear.
Grace? Well, my child.
Good evening, Sir Albert.
You too, Kurt. It was good of you to come.
It was an honor that few son-in-laws enjoy.
Oh, Father, we were so thrilled. It's been a wonderful evening. The hall out there, filled with such distinguished people. All of them there to do honor to you. Oh, I was so happy I started to cry, and Kurt got so embarrassed. Father, are you ill?
You? No. Just weary.
Oh, we'll take you home, sir.
No need for that. Harris here will take care of me.
Father, you are ill. Why didn't you let me know? We would have come back to London sooner.
How can I convince you? I'm quite all right.
But your face, I've never seen it so tired. As if you hadn't slept for days.
That's true enough.
You haven't been resting?
No.
But you've never been troubled with insomnia?
I haven't slept more than 1 hour a night in the past week.
Father, ow.
There's no need to be alarmed.
Father, what is wrong, please?
Please tell us, sir.
Yes. Yes, telling you, the two of you closest to me, that would clear my mind, wouldn't it? It started exactly 7 days ago. I can't sleep because of a dream.
Dream?
Dream?
Yes, dream. Dream. The same infernal dream, night after night for 7 days. A dream without meaning. A dream from which I awaken and then can't sleep again.
Is it something horrible, sir?
No, there's no horror in it. And yet, I don't know. All I know is that the recurrence of the dream is beyond endurance. I'll tell you something. A few moments ago, when I was out there on the platform looking down at all those faces, I suddenly had the impulse to ask them about my dream. What? Say to them, you, my colleagues, clever men of science, aren't you? Then answer me this, what of my dream?
Father, please come to our place for a fortnight.
Oh, yes, do, sir. The fresh air, change of scenery. Yes. Fresh air?
Yeah. Why not? Change of environment may do me good, that's true enough. Yes, I will go with you.
I'm glad. The moors are getting so lovely, and we'll walk you around until you're all healthy again. Won't we, kid?
Right.
Don't you want to hear what I dreamt?
If you want to tell us.
Yes, I do. I want to very much. In the telling of it, there may be understanding. The wind sighs around me. I know it is wind, and yet I do not feel the movement of air. I stand there, Albert Camden. I know that yet strangely, I am free of body. I stand there in spirit only. Suddenly I look up. The darkness is gone. Thousands of twinkling stars and the icy brightness of the planets. Believe me, I see them all above me. Suddenly, far above me, a star grows brighter and brighter. It rushes down towards me, and I see it isn't a star, but a great thrust of flashing rays. Closer and closer they come to me, they cover me, and in me there is an unbearable yearning to fly up into them, follow the path of them, on and on and on. My whole consciousness tears with the want to go into those flying sparks. I feel torn into a million shreds with the want to go into them, follow them, I must, and then panic. A horrible feeling of panic. I cry out, I awaken. My dream is over, and I cannot sleep. Oh, well, I told you.
Father,
You, daughter. And you, Kurt, you're young. Perhaps in the freshness of your mind, you can find an answer to this hallucination that comes to me in my sleep. Well, hasn't either one of you anything to say?
60 years of research, Father. You've worked harder than any man I've known, and so you're tired. And so you dream. Come with us to the moors. You'll rest, and then you won't dream anymore.
Perhaps I want to dream again.
Hungry. Another lark, kid?
No, I think we'd better be turning in soon. Right, Sir Albert?
Yes, in a few moments.
Tired, aren't you? And no wonder. What was it? 15 miles?
Now, don't exaggerate, darling. 10 miles, and that's stretching it a bit.
Father? You are feeling better, aren't you?
Huh?
I said your health. You're resting at night. It has been better since you've been here with us.
Yes, of course.
I'm so glad. Sometimes I was almost afraid that you... Oh, but I'm talking too much. And I should be sleeping. Well, off I go to my little white couch. See it?
No, I think I'll have another pipeful before I turn in.
Well, if I'm spurned, I'm spurned. You, Father, going up?
No. No, I'll sit here a bit if you don't mind.
All right. But don't sit up late, you two.
We won't.
Night, Father.
Night, dear. Good night.
Wind's rising. Look at those sparks go up the chimney.
Kurt.
Yes, sir?
What I said before, it isn't true.
Sir?
I told Grace I've been sleeping well. I haven't, you know.
Guessed as much.
It's been worse every night.
The dream?
Yes. If I only could understand the meaning of it. I tell you, boy, it's like a familiar name you can't remember. The want of remembering grinds in your head until it's beyond endurance.
Is it the same as you told?
Yes, exactly the same. The hilltop, the feeling of freedom from body, that rush of sparks like music to my ears, the want to rise up beyond them, then the sudden feeling of panic and the horrible awakening. What does it mean? What? Every night, over and over. Why?
If I could do something, sir.
Do? What is there to do?
I'm not a young man. The work's been such a strain. If you'd let yourself be examined, I mean a competent medical man who'd find that, well, a subconscious cause of your dream. You're not angry, are you, sir?
There's no reason to be angry.
I think I'll go up.
Good night.
You're not?
No, I'll sit here until the fire's burnt out. Good night, son.
I'd like to say that, well, the reason I suggested a psychiatrist was not that
I understand, okay? Good night.
Good night, sir. I hope you rest well. Good night.
Sparks up the chimney. Rush of sparks. Why? Oh, I'm tired. Sleep. But if I sleep, I dream. Sleep. Dream. On a hill. Standing on a hill. So dark. Cold. Must be cold. I feel nothing. Why am I here? Dark. Lonely. Sky. Stars. Millions of stars. Polaris. Arcturus. Vega. Nebula in Orion. Nebula in Andromeda. So many stars. Clusters. Endless. Worlds beyond worlds. So bright. So clear. Why am I here? Waiting. Yes, waiting for something. I don't remember. I've got to wait. I was tired. I'm not tired anymore. Why am I here? Why do I wait? What? A new star. So bright. Coming closer. Well, how can that be? How can a star? No, a meteor. Falling. Closer. So bright, my eyes are... Oh, now I've got to see it. Brighter and brighter. The rays. Flashing rays. Closer and closer, closer and closer. I know you. I've seen you. Right around me, covering me. Sparks covering me. Yes, I hear you. I want to. Yes, I want to follow you. Follow your path. I want to. I will. I'll go with you on. Oh, I'm afraid to follow your path. If I do,
Father, what is it? Father, please, wake up.
Grace, what? Someone screamed.
Father, it was Father. Father, please. Father, wait.
Very
You cried out.
What?
Yes, sir, you cried out. You did. What happened?
Cried out? The dream. I dreamt the dream. Now, who in creation? Yes. Infernally impatient, whoever you are. Yes, what? If I might come in, Reynolds. Sorry to disturb you at this hour. Come in, sir. Come in. Thank you. I had no idea, sir, keeping you waiting. Quite all right. The country, sir. Did you enjoy it? My son-in-law brought me back to see a doctor. You're ill, sir. A chair, won't you sit? No, quite all right. What time is it? Almost 11, Sir Albert. If you're not well... Oh, somehow I had to come here tonight. Late as it was, I had to. All the laboratory workers, we've missed you, sir. It's been a long time since you left London. Almost a month. 29 nights. Did you say something, sir? No, nothing. Tell me, the work. Has it been going well? Quite well, sir. Outside, I could hear the whine of a generator. Yes, sir, this here. We've gone right ahead with the work. We've gotten some rather interesting results by reverse excitation of the cathode fields. May I show you? Yes. Well, sir, the Regents asked us to devise some means of illustrating, or rather, visualizing cosmic radiation so that it can be demonstrated in the classroom. I devised this contraption. It has no authenticity, but it does visualize on this fluorescent screen what a rush of cosmic rays might look like. Show me, boy. Right, sir. You'll see. It does visualize cosmic radiation for the students. Watch, sir. See, sir? On the screen. Sir Albert. Sir Albert, what is it? Same. What? Same, I tell you. In miniature, but the same. I don't understand, sir. A rush of sparks. The pattern of sparks, I tell you. Sir Albert. Don't look at me as if I was crazy. I've seen them. The same pattern of flying sparks, but 1,000 times greater. Sir Albert, you're not serious. Cosmic rays, they aren't visible to the eye. Glorious, driving through space, through the universe, showering the earth. Sir Albert. I've seen it, I tell you. I've seen it in my dream. Dream? Yes, in my dream. That's what I wanted to know, and now I do know. What I've been seeing in my sleep. Cosmic radiation. Cosmic rays. The path of them out of the infinite. Pouring out of one floating point of the darkness of space. Yes, stare at me all you want to, but I've been dreaming that night after night. I've been... Well, why do I dream that? I know what I dream, but I don't know why. But, Mr. Lennox, if Sir Albert...
No, Harris, there's no need to be so disturbed.
But I've been with Sir Albert so many years. His strange behavior...
There's nothing strange about it. He apparently walked around the streets until he was exhausted. So, when he came home, he announced that tonight he felt certain he'd be able to sleep. Now, that's perfectly plausible and normal.
I don't like it, sir.
Harris, you're an old woman. Instead of that long face, you should be happy.
Should I?
Yes. For the first time in weeks, Sir Albert seems alive and animated, eager to go to sleep. Well, that sounds paradoxical, doesn't it? Well, see, I feel happy too, somehow. That's the way you should feel. This is going to be good news for Grace, Mrs. Lennox. I think I'll telephone her. She'll be as pleased as Punch that Sir Albert has come out of it all. Gone to bed and to sleep in a perfectly normal manner. Yes. To sleep in a perfectly normal manner. Sleep.
wildly. So many nights dreamt that dream. Got to dream it again. Yet again. Dream again. Once again. Oh, find out why. Dream again. Dream. Why do dream? Why do dream? Dream. Dream on the hilltop. Yes, the dream. Dreaming and knowing that I dream. Cold. Feel the cold. I never felt the cold before in the other dreams. If this dream is as the others, sky will clear. Yes, stars. Millions of them. So bright. Oh, no, I can't be dreaming. So real. No, this can't be a dream. I'm not asleep. I'm not. Wait. I've got to remember. Sitting in front of the fire. Yes, I was sitting in front of the fire. Not that. Wandered out of the house. Yes, that's it. Not a dream. Wandered out into the night. On a hilltop. I'm here. Yes, I am. Stars so bright, everything around me so real. This is reality. It must be. No. A dream, I know. A dream. Waiting. Listening. For what? I can't remember. Something that should happen. Something that always happened in this dream. Oh, why can't I remember? I must remember. I will remember. What? A star? Out there? How bright? Oh, no, it can't be a star. No star can be so bright. A meteor. Yes, a meteor. Rushing at me. Oh, I'm afraid I've got to run. It's rushing at me. Why don't I run? No, I can't. That sound. The rays. Now I remember. Yes, I remember. Yes, the rays. That's what I was waiting for. Always in the dream, the rays. Coming down with me. Pouring from the sky. I remember. Why should I be afraid? Rays. I know what they are now. No, I'm not afraid. Rays. Glorious. Coming down. Closer. Soon they'll be touching me. Covering me. Glorious rays. In my dream, I'm seeing rays of the cosmos. Wonderful dream. Wonderful. So bright. Shining. Glittering. Sparkling. Glittering around me. Covering me. I feel I want to go into it. Yes. Follow the path of them. Path of the rays. Let myself go up into them. Let them take me up into... No, I'm afraid. I'm afraid. Hey, but I wanted to know. These rays over me, if they are cosmic. Yes, I wanted to know. Always I wanted to know. In the dream. Wait, where they come from. What's beyond them? I will know. I've got to go up into them. Follow them. They'll carry me. Take me to where? They're lifting me. Higher. The hill. Gone. Moving so quickly. quickly, I can't see. I can't breathe. Honor, stop. I'm afraid. Faster. Stars, galaxies, universe, gone. Faster, higher. Where? Glaring light around me. Where are you taking me? Yes, I hear her. But what? An ending stream of power, driving across eternal space, bringing our universe what may be the very source of life. Yes, I said, can it be that these cosmic radiations are a direct expression of that divine, eternal thought? Divine, eternal thought? I remember, I said, oh, but can it be? Can it be? Brighter and brighter. My eyes. I see again. What? Yes, I was right. It was the truth. The truth.
Father died peacefully in his sleep.
Just heard Mr. Edmund Gwen in The Truth, a play by Arch Oboler. With Mr. Gwen were Miss Roseanne Murray, Anthony Ellis, Alec Harford, and Bruce Elliott, announcer Marvin Best. The music was composed by Gordon Jenkins, and the orchestra conducted by Jack Meehan. Mr. Gwen will soon be seen in the Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer picture, Bewitched, which was written and directed for MGM by Arch Oboler. Next week, we will bring you a new play, Big Shot. The program notes tell us that this is a comedy exclusively about big shots. This will be the 13th in a special series of plays written, produced, and directed for the Mutual Broadcasting System by Arch Oboler. This is the Mutual Broadcasting System.
Lights out, everybody.
Lights Out brings you stories of the supernatural and the supernormal, dramatizing the fantasies and the mysteries of the unknown. We tell you this frankly, so if you wish to avoid the excitement and tension of these imaginative plays, we urge you calmly, but sincerely, to turn off your radio now.
Prophecy is an easy thing, for rarely is the prophet brought to judgment. Tonight I bring you a false prophecy, a play set at this hour, yes, 1 minute after 10 Eastern Peacetime, but the years have moved onward to the number of 55. The place of our story is a great rocket speeding away from the moon. Yes, away, for the first trip to the moon has finally taken place, and a triumphant airship is now rapidly returning to the Mother Earth. Here, then, is a story about a tomorrow 55 years hence, September 20th in the year of our Lord 2000, on board a rocket ship. A play that is, I sincerely hope, a very false prophecy.
The sky is sure the limit, our new century's begun. We're floating on our plastic boats, we're flying through the air. The world is all our playground, we haven't got a care. Oh, I'm glad to be alive, boys, I'm glad to be alive. I'm riding on a rocket train, and soon I will arrive. Oh, I'm glad to be alive, boys, I'm glad to be alive. I'm riding on a rocket train, and soon I will arrive.
Hi, Doc, how about joining us?
Yes, Doctor. Don't you think it's about time we had a little celebration?
There's a great deal of work to be done. Work's over, Doctor. 24 hours more and we're back.
Yes, Doctor. We'll be back. We've done it. Complete.
In 24 hours. If you're worried about our landing, I'm not. You worried, Reynolds?
No, sir. Everything's in perfect order.
Sure, Doctor. It's going to be a round trip. Anyway, there's 24 hours before we have to worry about that.
Yes, Doctor. It's a time for celebration. Oh, I'm glad to be alive, boys. I'm glad to be alive.
I'm riding on a rocket train, and soon I will arrive.
Reynolds!
Oh,
Major Reynolds! Are you men out of your minds? You, Major Russell. Reynolds is still a boy, but you're a mature man. Please act maturely.
Oh, but Doctor...
I'll grant you that our adventure has gone well.
Well is right. We've been to the moon.
My congratulations, Reynolds.
Thank you, Major, thank you. I'll put the medal on my other chest.
Will you men listen to me? We're 48,000 miles from the Earth.
And headed right for it.
We're not there yet.
Doc, pardon the expression, but you're a gloomy Joe.
I am a realist.
But, Doctor, the possibilities of anything going wrong are remote. Surely we're entitled to relax a little and relish the fact of what we've done.
Yeah, we've done it, Doc. Even if we never get back, we've done it. We've been to the moon, and it'll always be there on the books.
I'm not interested in becoming an historical fact, Major Russell. The data we've collected, that's my only interest. May I ask you and Reynolds to get back to your post?
Oh, but everything's going like clockwork. Look at the gauges.
But we are out of radio contact with the Earth.
Yes, sir. But we are on course. Doc, what is wrong?
Wrong? What should be wrong?
No, the kid's right, Doc. Ever since we made the circle and started back, all these days you've been acting as if we didn't make it. We've gone 243,000 miles, and we're three-quarters of the way back, and we're in, Doc. We're in. So what's the matter with you?
How old were you, Major, when the Second World War ended?
Oh, about 5. What's that got to do
And
with
you,
it?
Reynolds, you weren't even born.
No, sir.
I was 21 on that day in New Mexico when they set off the first chain reaction. 21.
Doc, you mean to say you were in at the beginning of it?
Of course he was. Dr. Chamberlain was one of the original research men in the atomic bomb project back in 45. The only one of them alive today.
Well, what do you know? So that's why you wanted to make this trip, Doc. I mean, you...
Yes, Major. You wanted it as a substitution for what you missed as a boy, the excitement and glory of war.
Oh, now, Doc...
It's true, and Reynolds here is young and idealistic, and the scientific wonder of it was what he wanted. And I was there at the birth of an era. Now atomic power is driving me into space, back to the Earth where it all began. And I'm thinking...
Yeah, Doc?
It's not pertinent to any of this. We've no time to discuss our emotions. There's work to be done.
Airspeed, 23,486.
Airspeed, 23,486.
Interior temperature, 68.2.
Interior temperature, 68.2.
Well, that's it.
Yes?
Any radio contact, Reynolds?
No, sir.
How about that, Doc?
Unfortunate, but not very vital. We're definitely on course.
How much longer will it be, Doc?
10 hours. At the most, 10 hours.
In the middle of LaGuardia Field. That's where I'd like to land.
I hope not.
Texas. Isn't that it?
Sure. We'll hit the flats right on the nose.
If the auxiliary jets work.
They worked on the moon. They'll work on landing. We're the good luck boys, Doc. We can't miss.
You have the optimism of a 16-year-old. Reynolds, you'd better get back to your radio. Try phone contact.
Yes, sir.
Major, check the jet temperatures.
Right jet, 1580.
Right jet, 1580.
Left jet, 1583.
Left jet, 1583.
Speed, 24,832.
Speed, 24,832.
XR1 calling CQ. XR1 calling CQ. Hello? XR1 calling CQ. XR1 calling CQ. Hello?
Any luck?
No, sir.
Put your transmitter back on automatic.
Yes, sir.
Why do you laugh, Major?
I was just thinking about how many millions of telescopes are turned in our direction.
Yes?
What you said a few hours ago. I mean, about my wanting the excitement and adventure. That's true, you know. I'm 60 years old, and I guess I just lived for this chance. The Army hadn't okayed my going. Well, here I am. Once we land, I'll admit frankly I'm going to cash in on every bit of it and have myself a time. You know something? I get to feeling kind of depressed when I think it'll soon be over. What? There's no reason for depression, is there?
I couldn't answer that.
Why not?
You've been wondering, undoubtedly, why, ever since we left the moon, I've been acting strangely.
That's right.
I've never believed in predestination, and yet there's been sort of a motivation of fate in my life. At 21, I was part of that research team trying to adapt atomic power to military purposes. When that first bomb went off over the New Mexico desert, a newspaper man repeated the words, "What hath God wrought?" And no one quite knew. I've been waiting 55 years for the answer. I think I found it a few hours ago on the moon. And it's an answer full of horror. Close the oxygen valve. That's why you're yawning.
Oh, yes, sir. 2 points?
2 points.
Oh, the Major's sure sleeping.
Yes.
It's only a few more hours, isn't it?
Yes.
Will we have to put on our compression suits the way we did on the takeoff?
Yes, of course.
Doctor, may I ask you something?
Yes?
Before, you spoke of finding an answer on the moon. And then you didn't say any more. Well, I've been thinking about it. I was wondering if it was something that the Major couldn't understand. And that's why you didn't speak of it further.
And now you want to know.
Yes, sir. I haven't lived anywhere as long as you two have, but my life has been built around atomic power. My dad, he was one of your men. Ever since I was a child, becoming a physicist like Dad was and you are and Dr. Oppenheimer and all the rest, that was it. But now, all of a sudden, the way you spoke before, as if all our research has been criminal. Do you mean that? Collision, radar.
Get at it.
What's the matter?
Object approaching.
Where?
15 degrees west. There it is.
Meteorite. It's a meteorite.
That was the closest.
It was indeed.
Be sardonic indeed to collide with a meteorite at this point in our journey.
I use a stronger word than sardonic, Doctor.
Yeah, like fatal.
It's all clear.
Well, I better get back to
Reynolds, You asked me a question before, and I want to answer it. You too, Major Russell. I want you to hear this.
Sure.
Reynolds overheard what I said to you, that I'd found the answer to a very old question on the moon. He said that he felt that somehow I thought all of the research on atomic power had been criminal. No, young man, I don't believe that. Not at all. Criminal to know more about a way of nature? No. The answer I found was something else. I hadn't even an answer, perhaps only a theory. When we came within 100 miles of the moon and then began to deaccelerate, to turn back, what did we see through the observation ports?
Well, Doctor...
No, please, let me tell you what I saw. The craters of the moon. Great, gigantic craters, and as we came closer and closer, the look of them was so familiar. Not because I had seen them through telescopes and in photographs, but for some reason that I couldn't quite understand. Craters of the moon, and suddenly, at the very moment when we'd come as close as we dared and our ship swung in an orbit to return, suddenly I knew. It was a memory of another crater I had seen 55 years before in New Mexico from an observation plane high over the ground a few hours after the first atomic bomb had lit the sky with a new sun. Yes. The crater in the crust of the Earth that bomb had left was the same as the craters of the moon. Do you understand? The crater our bomb had left on the Earth was the same as the craters on the moon.
So what? I don't get it.
Yes, Doctor. What are you getting at? Why, the crater in that desert was 1,000th of the size of the ones you're talking about.
I suddenly began to think. Was it not possible that the moon had gone through the same evolutionary processes as our Earth before our Earth? Yes. Wasn't it possible that men had come into being on the moon, developed their own civilization, had known scientific progress, even as we have, but long before we Earthmen had known it?
Say, Doc.
You do understand. These men of the moon had discovered the secret of atomic power long before we did, and then had used it to blast and to tear each other. Yes. And the craters on the moon, that terrible devastation, was the record of the destruction of their civilization. A final war which had burned up the very atmosphere and left the moon a dead planet circling endlessly through an airless sky.
All right, Doctor. Presuming your theory is correct that the moon men had started through a war, a chain atomic reaction that they couldn't stop, well, what of it? It indicates that they were fools.
Yeah, that's it. Fools.
Are we any wiser?
Airspeed 2482.
You'd better cut it down.
Right, how much?
About 15%.
Right.
You get anything, Reynolds?
No, sir.
Would you come here a moment?
Yes, sir.
Will you help me with this boat covering?
Yes, sir.
Easy there.
All right.
Hey, try to take a look, huh?
Yes, that's it. There she is.
Mama Earth.
Reynolds, the cameras?
Yes, sir. How much should I run, Doctor?
Put it on automatic exposure.
Yes, sir.
6 more hours, eh, Doctor?
Or less.
Sure we haven't made a mistake and headed for Venus.
What are you...
That was just a bad joke, Doc. No, there's no two ways about it. The outline of the continents, we can't make any mistake about that being our home address. I wonder how much they can see of us. What are we, 6,000, 7,000 miles out? You know, this reminds me of the time about 25 years ago. The Army sent me up to 1,000 miles to take observation photographs. We remember how the atomic reaction motors were then. We got up about 500 feet.
Major.
What? What?
Look down. Look.
What? Well, I don't see anything.
Look, I tell you. Reynolds, come here.
What's the matter? Something
Well,
wrong?
the doctor says there's...
Reynolds, look. Do you see?
Yes. What is it?
I see it, too. Bright lights going on and off. What's going on down there?
Doctor, are they signaling us? Are they signaling?
It's 6,000 miles. Why? Why should they?
That's right. There's no such plan.
Look at it. It is lights going on and off.
But they're all from one area.
Can you make out where?
North America.
Then they are signals. The candle in the window.
Your own question. At 6,000 miles?
Wait a minute.
Are they explosions?
Explosions? Major Doctor, is that it? Are they explosions?
I don't know.
CQ, hello, CQ. Oh, I'm sorry, Doctor, I can't raise anyone.
Doc, come here.
Yes, what?
Look, the closer we get, they are explosions.
3 more hours, we'll know.
I want to know now. Reynolds, what's the matter with you? Why can't you make radio contact?
I'm doing everything I can.
Major.
Doc, what is
Craters. Look. Craters.
Craters? At this altitude, you couldn't possibly...
After each flash, I do see them.
Okay. What does it mean? Well, what are you looking at me like that for? What does it mean?
Dr. Major, something's coming through.
Oh, well, it's about time.
I can only hear it faintly.
What?
Please, let me listen. United States. What?
Reynolds, what is it?
Tell us.
Boy, I couldn't quite make out. Oh, he said...
Said what?
Tell us.
War. He said war. Blasting the United States off the face of the earth.
Blasting.
It's a joke, isn't it? Isn't it?
What are they sending now? What now?
It began an hour ago. No warning. Projectiles radio controlled. Point of origin unknown. Oh, it stopped again, the transmission.
It's enough. Where's the International Police Force? What's being done about it? Doctor, did you hear it was an attack without warning? Who could it be? What's the idea?
The explosions are increasing in frequency.
Reynolds, is there anything more coming through?
No, nothing. Yes, they started transmission again.
All right, let's have it quick.
Some station in Midwest. I can't get the call letters.
Who cares?
He says it's hell. Ground shaking. No bombs landed near it, but air reconnaissance. It's so garbled I can hardly make out.
Well?
It started an hour ago. Everything burning. Oh, it stopped again. There's nothing.
Doctor, in heaven's name, what do you think it's all about? Stop staring out of the window and talk to me.
What are they doing?
What do you mean, what are they doing? They're bombing us, blasting us. It's war, but who? We've got to find out. Reynolds, find out who.
Why, it's no use. There's no transmission.
Doctor, those bombs, where are they coming from? Can't you tell by the trajectory?
At this distance? And what difference does the face of the enemy make? It's happening, that's all.
Smashed them. I always said we should have smashed them. Exterminated them 50 years ago.
Oh, they were so peaceful for so many years. And...
The flashes are increasing in frequency.
Reynolds, get on that radio.
I'll try again.
I've got to know who. The devils. We had agreements with everyone. The international devils, all of them. Call them devils. I don't even know who they are. Reynolds! You got anything?
No, I don't.
Doctor, faster. Let's get down there faster. Let's open it up.
You know better than that. We're entering atmosphere. Increased speed, and we'd burn up like a meteorite.
But I'm an army man. All my life I've been
coming
trained.
through.
What? What?
The bombs. Nothing can... I can hardly make it out.
Keep at it.
Panic. Paratroopers.
Who?
Last message from United States of... It's ended. There is no more.
We'd only get down there faster.
Only 500 more miles.
Look at it down there. Our Air Force, protective measures. What happened to them?
What happened?
Doctor, why don't you say something? We'll just sit there for hours watching. This isn't a scientific experiment going on down there. They're blasting us to pieces. Us. Our atomic bombs, a great secret. Hold it over the world and have peace forever. You said that. Yes, you. I was a kid then. I heard you say it over the radio when they gave you a medal. Hold it over the world and have peace forever. But what do you got to say now?
We had a wonderful 55 years.
What?
Everybody had a wonderful time.
Reynolds, what's the matter with him? He's gone.
No. Let him finish.
First, we hung the criminals 55 years ago. And as soon as their bodies stopped swinging, we left the crowd and each went back to his own house and shut the door.
You said the peace would hold forever.
I said it because I thought that when the secret was put away, the people of the world would remember the terror. I said to myself, now, surely now that they've seen the possibility of the disintegration of their Earth, they'll be drawn together once again into the family of men as it must have been in the beginning. I forgot what years could do. I forgot how quickly forgetfulness comes. I forgot that in only a few years, Hiroshima and Nagasaki would be only yesterday's sensations for a nation eager for sensations for today. You keep asking me who's sending those bombs against us. Who? I tell you, we're sending them against ourselves. Yes. Because had we made our way of life something more than a confused dream of shiny machines and happy endings, those bombs of hatred and revenge would not be flying at us. I said the peace would hold forever because I thought that out of that war at last men had learned that there was no defense against hatred and revenge, but the defense of education for the unity of people. It was a race, gentlemen, against time. And we wasted our last 55 years running backwards on a track of chromium and plastics. And so we've lost. Forever.
No. We've never lost.
Look, the blasts are increasing in frequency. There's nothing left. Nothing.
We'll start someplace else. We're building...
Doctor, look. The color of the blast.
Oh, dear God.
What?
Doctor, it's nitrogen, isn't it?
Nitrogen? What?
The fools, the everlasting fools, I warned them.
The blast. More and more.
They started something they couldn't end. The color of the blast. They've set off hydrogen atoms.
I don't know what you...
We used uranium, plutonium, and when the initial blast was over, that was all. But hydrogen, that's part of life. One reaction sets off the other like setting off an endless chain until... Look down there.
Blast. Faster and faster.
They're spreading.
The fools. God help the fools. God help the fools.
It happened.
A sheet of flame. Around the earth. Doctor, tell me, what is it? What was it? Tell me.
It burned up all the atmosphere.
Burned up? Reynolds, what does he mean?
The chain reaction burned up all the air.
Move. Major, the left jet. It's all right. All right. Where are we going? Can we go down there?
There's no air, no life. The moon, the earth, the same.
How much fuel?
There's the gauge.
2, 3 hours?
Yes, I think that's right. Isn't it, Major?
Yeah.
What do we do?
You ask that question now? The Major no longer asks it. Do you know the answer, Major?
Sure. We'll circle around. Then we'll crash.
No. No, it'll be all right, my boy. My words again. Have peace forever.
This is Chesterton Radio, your home for podcasts of works by G.K. Chesterton, plus drama, comedy, mystery, science fiction, big bands, and much more. The soundtrack to your Chesterton day at chestertonradio.com.
Arch Oboler's plays. On the winds of the night, we bring you a story whispered in the night. 3 short plays of the ways of men, past, present, and future. First, the past. The time, one of our yesterdays. The place, the main square of the village. It had once been a tree-circled gathering point for the women and old men to sun themselves. On its clean pavements, the children had played. But now the trees stand charred and broken. Blocks of jagged masonry lie piled in empty disorder. There is no village, only hovels clustering on the edge of great shell-blasted craters. One thing alone rises complete, shining new in the early morning sun, a crudely fashioned statue of a man. And before this statue stand a small boy and a bent old man. The boy speaks.
But were there so many people before the trouble, Grandfather?
People? Yes, yes. Hundreds and hundreds of people. The square here would be filled with them of a sunny day. The old ones sitting, the young ones strolling, the children playing. Hundreds, I tell you. Hundreds.
And were there many boys like me in the village then?
Aye, that there were. Playing their games, marching around and around to the music of the band.
Band?
Aye, band. Before the trouble. The band that played and told our men they had to fight.
Fight whom, Grandfather?
Our enemies, of course. Kill or be killed, the poster said. March on the enemy for the glory of the eternal state. Oh, yes, that's what the poster said. All over the town. It's as if I hear them now. The band playing here in the square. The women talking war talk. The men seizing their guns. Aye, guns. All but one. Jan Pero. And him they hated. Hated.
Orderly! Orderly! Yes, Commandant. That gun for that band.
Shut the window.
Yes, Commandant.
Now then, young man, we will settle your case.
I am waiting, Your Excellency.
Speak only when I tell you to.
As you say, Your Excellency.
Your name?
Jan Pero.
Occupation?
I am a farmer. My land is just beyond the furthest hill.
Family?
Wife and child.
According to this report, you have refused to join the armies of the state. Is that true?
I have never denied it.
Then what they say is true. You are afraid to die.
Give me a reason to die.
Reason? Are you such a fool that you have not understood what even the children in the streets are saying? That even now our enemies prepare to crush us?
That is what they say.
Enemies! They must strike them down. They must attack for the glory of our homes and wives and children.
Such an old tune. My father and his father before him danced out his life to it.
But our enemies prepare. They hate us. Men, women, and children.
But why do our enemies hate us?
Because...
I'll tell you. Because of that great victory won in my father's time. And in that victory were sown the seeds of this new war you ask me to die in. Oh, don't you understand?
Silence! Orderly!
Where, Commandant?
The Burgermeister. Send him in.
One, Commandant.
Your Excellency, I know I'm only a farmer.
No,
but
it spins in the middle like a top.
Burgermeister, Your Excellency.
Come in, Burgermeister. Come in.
Yes, Your Excellency. Whatever I can do for you.
You can do nothing for me. Here is your young Pero. See that he listens to reason. I give you 2 minutes.
Well, Jan.
Burgermeister.
Oh, you won't disgrace us, Jan.
Why won't you listen to me? If I fight, if we fight, there will be no victory.
Oh, we'll win a glorious victory.
I say win or lose, there will be no victory. The hatred fighting breeds does not die with a victory. It lives on in the hearts of the defeated.
Protect your home and loved ones, Jan.
But we have not been attacked. No, Burgermeister. Protect my son and my son's sons from dying. That's what I'll do. I will not fight. I will not fight. I will not fight.
Oh, Jan.
Do not weep, little wife.
But I heard.
What you heard were only words the Commandant squeezed to frighten me. I spoke only the truth, my wife. He knows I did. Because you cannot stand people's empty words.
Everyone is going, Jan. You must too.
Oh, no, my silly little one. You don't know what you're saying.
Do what they say, Jan. Do it.
No.
You are afraid. You are.
Oh, no.
Afraid to fight. To protect your home, your wife, your child. Afraid.
Yes. I am afraid.
Afraid.
But not afraid of what you think, my wife. Not afraid of the quick death of a smashing bullet in my head. No. Not afraid of the slow death, squirming in the mud of a stinking trench, with my blood pouring from me like a burning fire. I tell you, I am not afraid to die in battle, my wife. I am afraid that I might not die.
What?
I'm afraid that I'd live through this war and come back and see the years go by and watch the next war brewing. Watch my son fed with the lies they're trying to feed me. Watch the new hates growing in those other lands. The hates my rifle had helped shoot into their hearts and minds. That's what I'm afraid of, my wife. That's why I will never fight. That's why I'll never...
Jan, they're coming for you.
For me?
Oh, no.
Young fellow. What? By order of the Emergency Military Tribunal, you are to be executed on the charge of high treason. That execution to take place at once.
Well, young fellow, Will you fight for peace and glory?
You mean to shoot me?
In 3 minutes by the clock.
The wall behind me. Wall of my church.
Blindfold the prisoner.
No, wait. I want to see them. The crowd there. Look. They were my friends. You there, Eric. I see you. Why do you call me names? We were in school together. You were my friend. Please understand me. You there, Hans. Remember the long talks we had together of beauty and a brave new life? You, Hans, tell them what I mean when I say that word. No, they will not listen. You see, Commandant. Look at them. My friends. Even the thought of war. And already they are not men of the soil, men of the shops, but things of hate. And that hate will not stop when the terms of peace are signed. It cannot stop.
Your lamps! Sport ready!
Hey! No! Another moment. Brothers of my village, listen to me. Before those bullets tear me open, listen to me. I have lived with you, worked with you, all the years of my life. And if my life is ending now, here among you, that is good. Better my blood soak into this, my native soil, than in another land. My blood that flows here, ends here. But yours will flow like a great river of hate, joining the hate of our fathers and our enemies, until it is a great sea, washing over all the world, blotting it out like a flood. Do not give your blood to that sea of hate, my countrymen. Do not fight, and there will be no war. Fight, and there will be no peace. For in the peace you dictate will be our children's war. And when that new war comes, it will rain from the sky, a great green choking cloud. It will blot out the village. All men will grovel in burrows beneath the ground, with their women like hunted things. The great city, the men will crash. Wolves will howl among the broken things we call our glory. Violence breeds violence, my brothers. There can be no peace, no war. There can be no peace, no war. There can...
And so he died, John Pharaoh, many years ago. Died against a church wall that was dust long before the day of trouble. The day when all that he said came true, and the world went up in flames of hate.
But the statue, Grandfather.
This statue? Oh, yes. Frederick the Blind and I, we were the only men left in all the village. We made it with our own hands. Look close and read the words, my son. Read.
It says, to the memory of Jan Pero, the bravest man in all the village.
Now the second in our short plays of the ways of men. A story of the present. The scene aboard the U.S. destroyer Liberty, somewhere in the Mediterranean. It is dusk. The usual disciplined calm of the battleship has been broken for the past half hour by a minor tragedy of the sea. In the heavy fog, a small fishing skiff had been cut down by the lunging prow of the destroyer. At the moment, the senior officer is making his report to the commandant.
No doubt, sir. From the testimony of the men on deck, that not only was the skiff operating without a foghorn, but she didn't have a light on it either, fore nor aft.
That's all very well, Lieutenant. But what I want to know is, how about the boy?
Oh, he's all right, sir. Not a thing wrong with him. Raising the devil good and proper, that he is, sir.
Eh? What do you mean?
Well, sir, it's a boat he wants.
A boat?
Aye, sir, a boat. The minute he hit the deck, he began yelling for a boat in place of the one we ran down.
Put him below deck until morning.
Oh, but that won't help, sir. It's the baby that's got us worried.
Baby?
Aye, sir, baby, sir. The one the lad brought with him. 10 or 12 months old is how I rate it.
Lieutenant, perhaps you're not aware that I saw the boy brought over the side. He was alone.
Aye, sir, alone, but all the time he had this kid. I mean, this baby, wrapped up snug under his coat. Didn't know it was there, we didn't. Until all at once he takes it out and starts dressing it in the dry stuff we gave him.
Well, I'll be...
Aye, sir.
Whose baby is it? Who's the boy? What was he doing out here in the fog in a small boat without running lights?
Well, that's just it, sir. He won't tell us.
Eh?
Just keeps yelling for a boat right away, quick. Kid under one arm and waving his fist, yelling to see the captain. It's one hell of a mess, sir. There, sir. Do you hear them?
Send him in.
Aye, sir. You boy. The commander will speak. In here. In here. This is him, sir. I mean, them, sir.
Very good, Lieutenant.
Aye, sir.
Come closer, boy. Boy, can't you do something about that child?
You are the captain, senor?
I'm Colonel Robert. Now, that baby, can't you do something about him?
Hurt.
Huh?
Quiet, little fella. This is the captain. He will help us. Quiet, little sister.
Well, he certainly listens to you.
You will listen to me, Captain. A boat. You will give me a boat. I must have a boat quickly. Do not stand there.
All right, boy. That's about enough of that. You'll be taken care of.
You mean that, senor?
Certainly.
Then you will give me a boat now?
Boy, try and understand. This is a government ship. I am sure proper compensation will be made for your loss.
The words, senor. All of them I do not understand. This I know. A boat. Give me a boat, senor. There is no time. We must go.
Stop that. Did you hear me? I said you'd be taken care of, you and your sister. We'll get you back where you belong. Is that clear?
A hole in the ground.
Eh?
A hole in the ground is good enough for me, senor. But my sister, I do not think even you would want that for her.
What are you talking about?
You said you will take us back where we came from.
Well?
The bombs made great holes, senor.
Where are you from?
Aquila.
Oh.
My sister asked you to. You will give us another boat, senor?
Your family?
I told you, senor, I told you. Hole in the ground.
I'm sorry. Aquila. It's 200 miles from the sea. Battle area. Boy, how did you manage to... You don't mind answering a few questions, do you?
Questions? Questions, senor? You ask me? No. I have questions I have wanted to ask for many days. You have gray hair. You are old. They always tell me the old are wise. So now you tell me, senor.
What?
Senor, why did they die?
Oh. Well, it's a war, boy. Difference of ideas. Someday you'll understand.
Understand, senor? What is there to understand? Pepe understood to milk the cow. Jimenez understood how to make baskets to sell in the marketplace. Teresa, she understand how to beat the clothes white on the stones of the river. Juana, how to take care of her 5 children. But war, senor. It was so good in our village. Sun so bright, air so clear. What had we to do with war? Make me understand, senor. Why are they all dead?
Well, Civil War, as I said, difference of ideas. How can I explain?
My papa tells me many things. He talked to me of a world where men think free and talk free, where everyone has his own land, not too much, and men are like brothers. Is this why my papa is dead, senor? Is this why bombs drop from the sky?
Boy, listen to me.
No, senor. You do not know. You are not wise. No one who is old is wise. I must go. Hey, boat, senor, give me of my boat.
Boy.
Listen to us, senor. Our village was full of such laughter. Where is it now? Only Maruja and me. her I take away. To some place where there is nobody old and wise to drop bombs on her.
So that's where you were sailing.
See. We came so far until I found the boat. Then the sea. We were so happy. All at once your ship, so fast, I could not get us out of the way. She is so little, senor. So pretty. When she is afraid, she never cry. Just look at me like she say, brother, you take good care of me. And I will. Give me a boat, senor. Give me a boat.
All right, boy. It'll be all right.
Senor?
This is your boat. I'll take you to a place where, God willing, you and your sister will be safe.
You know such a place, senor?
Yes. We're not so old there. We haven't forgotten that liberty is not a gift, but a victory.
Look, senor. She has gone to sleep, my sister. It was because now she knows I can take care of her.
Take her outside, boy. The lieutenant will give you a place to sleep.
Gracias, senor. You are good. I thought there was no one left who was good. Gracias, senor.
Sleep well, boy. Make the following addition to message sent to flagship. Quote, in Reese skiff run down in fog. There were 2 survivors, a boy and a baby. We are proceeding on course. We are taking children home.
And now the third play. The time, 20,000 years from tomorrow.
Excuse me, please. I know it isn't polite. I can't help it. It's the funniest thing. Wait till you hear it. Absolutely the funniest thing. Yes, I'll tell you. A hoax. He tried to play a hoax on me, telling me it was an authentic record of their times and expecting me. Me to believe. No. Wait a moment. I'll start from the beginning. Really, I will. And then you'll laugh with me. I know you will. Well, it started like this. An old man comes to my study a little while ago, a package under his arm, and he tells me he's a student of the past. Past master of the humbug, that's what he meant. Wait until you hear it. So he has this package under his arm, and he says to me breathlessly,
Kind sir, I've brought you the most wonderful relic of the past the modern world has ever known.
Really? I said, what are you talking about, and who are you? He answers,
A lonely traveler, one who wanders in far-off places.
Far-off places. And that's what he told me. And so I said, and is this that you are bringing me from one of these far-off places? He nods his head like a strutting rooster. He says,
Yes, indeed. You are the greatest living scholar of the history of the old world. So it is fitting that I bring this to you.
Indeed, I said. And what have you got, and where did you find it? He says,
I was walking through the mountains beneath which the great city once stood.
Well, I said, well, he said,
As you know, thousands of years ago, there was another civilization that reached great heights.
Yes, I know. I said, certainly you're not going to teach me history, my ancient friend. He said,
Oh, no, indeed. I only meant to say what I found high in the mountain. It is a written record of that civilization, the first written record ever to be found.
For a moment, I couldn't breathe. I just looked at him. I said, have you gone out of your head with age, old man? I just looked at him. I said, have you gone out of your head with age, old man? Nothing is left of that prehistoric time. First the sea covered them when the dark planet swung close, and then the molten rock thrust up. It is only our theory that men had a civilization here before us. For answer, he tore the paper off the package. He said, look,
These papers. Reality, I tell you. High in the mountains inside a piece of alabaster that must have protected it from the ravages of time. Miraculously spewed up from the earth when the mountains rose up through the land. Look, sir, and read. A record of their times. A record of the ways of men 20,000 years before our civilization came into being.
Yes, he said that. And I took the book, took it in my hand, and read. For a moment, I almost believed the fraud. Strange formations of letters and strange words and meanings, but clear enough to me. Clear enough. The cleverest fraud a faker ever tried to perpetrate. Now, wait. Let me tell you what was in that historical book. He tried to tell me that he'd found the old humbug. Listen to this. First, the book said... Wait until you hear this. First, the book said that the men of that past civilization fought about the land. You don't understand what I mean? I mean the world. They fought each other, maimed each other, bled each other over who owned what pieces of the world. Did you ever hear such nonsense? They knew how large the world was, and they knew how many men were in it. But instead of dividing it up fairly, or all owning together as one, they fought each other. Yes, bloody wars for years and years. Did you ever hear such humbug history? And that isn't all. The book said that they fought each other over race. Yes, race. The book says the word means the difference between men. And then the book said that all men had the same origin. And yet... they killed each other over a difference they admitted didn't even exist. Oh, what a fraud, that book. And a man walked that world for a little while who said, for the glory of God, peace on earth. And he spoke truth. And men listened and said, we believe. And then went out to murder with bright music playing. Music, I tell you. And then a little man arose who said, for the glory of the state, war on earth. And he spoke lies. And men knew they were lies, and he knew they knew. But again, they went out to murder with the music playing. And here's the funniest. Other men saw what was happening. And they said, let them kill. It is not to our interest. And the flame of murder came closer. And still they said, it is not our interest. As if the house were afire, and they said, we will not use water until we ourselves are burning. And here's the climax. The preposterous book said that these crazy people who filled the earth in those days had machines. Machines with which to fly through the air. Yes, really, through the air. But imagine the wonder if it were true, speeding through the air like the birds' great glistening machines to carry men to new wonders. Guess what the fraud of the book said they did with him? Now, you'll hold your sides when you hear this. They loaded them up with horrible tearing things and flew up over the crowded places and dropped them. Yes, believe me. The humbug history tried to make me believe that was the truth. They struggled for centuries. Men studied, toiled, rivers of heartache, said the book, trying to make a healthier world for their children to live in. And then they threw poison clouds down from the sky and killed them off in tens of thousands.
Killed the children. Isn't it all a joke?
These three plays of the ways of men were written especially for radio by Arch Oboler. The first play, Memoriam, featured Bill Johnston. The second play, Soul Survivors, Jack Kelk and Ray Collins. And the last play, Humbug, featured Raymond Edward Johnson. Next week, we bring you Mr. Important, a sentimental fantasy with Mr. Martin Gable. Arch Oboler's Plays. On the winds of the night, we bring you a story whispered in the night. Arch Oboler's Plays are presentations of the National Broadcasting Company, RCA Building, Radio City, New York.
This is Chesterton Radio, the true, good, and beautiful at chestertonradio.com.
In those early years of the European conflict, vague rumors of atrocities had begun. But who could possibly believe in the safety of our homes, that soon there would be ashes of men, women, and children sifting out of the crematoriums? And so I and Norma Shearer, the premier actress of the time at MGM Studios, the two of us did not hate.
Everyman's Theater, written and created by Arch Oboler. Oxidol presents Miss Norma Shearer in a thrilling love story, The Women Stayed at Home, with the special symphonic accompaniment of Wagner's deathless love music, Tristan and Isolde. And here is our writer-creator, Arch Oboler, who will introduce tonight's play.
The scene, a windswept coast. It is night. For once the sea is calm. It waits ominously upon the edge of shore where sits a woman and an old man. For a long time they've sat quietly, but now the woman speaks to the old man, and her words lift out to the sea on the rush of the wind.
Lonely? Yes, I was lonely. And I did what I did because I was lonely. I can tell you. This is a quiet place. My father built here because he and Mother had each other. And they wanted the lonesomeness. The village over there and we away from all the rest. My father wanted it that way. When I was very young, it was all right. I could run with the other children. It was all right. But when I grew older, it was lonely. The sea, the wind, the gulls flying. Is that enough for a girl? Yes. I was very lonely. father died at sea. A storm. His boat. Then Mother. For the first time, I really was alone. People who have nothing remember the little things they've had, don't they? I remember things so clearly. The way the clouds were one day when the sun went down. A boat that stood out on the horizon and then in a second went under. The way so many of... No. Why talk of that? I'll tell you of John. He came to the village a month after Mother died. He had a pack on his back and a smile that lifted the heart. I met him right where we sit.
Hello, girl.
Oh,
I'm sorry if I startled you.
I didn't know that...
Yes, I know. My mother used to say it of me, too. I had to walk like a cat on tiptoe. It's a pleasant day.
Yes, isn't it?
Where are you from?
That house.
Oh. It's a strange, lonely place to build a house, isn't it?
Yes.
May I tell you my name? It's John Clark.
How do you do?
Would you tell me yours?
Celia Harris.
Celia? There's a name. Yes, from a boat.
What?
Oh, I beg your pardon. It's your name, isn't it? I've no right to use it.
You said a boat?
Yes, my boat. I'm going to make a living at fishing. That's why I came here. And I've got a new boat. Well, not exactly new, and I've been beating out the inside of my head trying to think of a lucky name for it. Celia. Ah, it's a lovely name. Do you mind if I tell you that? Do you mind?
I didn't mind. I didn't mind anything he told me. The village was so happy the day we married. It's good to remember.
Seal.
Yes, darling.
Now's the chance.
What?
To get away from them.
Oh, but John.
Shh, now, quiet. Now, slip easy as a ghost around the corner. Now, come on, run.
Oh, they'll never forgive us. Oh.
Go on now. It's the dancing and the drinking that they're after. Now, come on. Faster.
Oh, I can't.
Yes,
oh,
you
really?
can, Seal. Come on now.
Oh, no, John, no.
What?
I can't. Not another step. Oh, it's beating so. My heart.
My heart.
John.
Oh, I want you.
I'm yours.
Always mine. Always mine.
Always mine. He said that. Always mine. Tell me, how long is always? Is always the moment he held me, and his lips were tight on mine, and his arms held me, and he... No. Why should I ask? I really know. Always with him was that night. Because the next night...
Hands off! Go, Aye, aye. Go,
Celia, goodbye, darling. I'll be thinking about you. I'll bring a good catch home for you. I'll see you in a fortnight, darling. Just in a fortnight.
He said that to me. But in a fortnight, he was...
dead.
I think it. I can't say it. It's been so long, and yet I can only think it.
Dead.
Do you know what that means?
We have come here to say the last words for the soul of the one whom the sea has taken to the Lord. Goodbye, John Clark. The Lord in his wisdom has buried you in the boundless grave of the ocean. We bow our heads and we weep our tears. We have the memory of you.
Do you know what that meant? I was alone again. Yes, alone again. The Widow Clark.
Aye, the Widow Clark.
I ran from the village, back up the long path to my house, and all the way it was tearing at me. I was alone again. Alone again. But a new loneliness, a horrible loneliness. When you've had nothing, all right, you know nothing. But I'd known something now. His look, his laugh, his lips, his arms. The crush of his arms. I was alone again. A day and a night. A day and a night. One after the other. An empty day after an empty night. That's what was ahead of me. And that's what I had. An empty day and an empty night. An empty day and an empty night. Over and over and over. And there was no end. There could be no end until there was an end of me. No end to it. Until there was an end of me. And then... I heard it from far down the village. I couldn't quite understand. One of the men waving his arms at me and shouting. War! War? But everybody had said... But wait. If war had come, there'd be something for me to do. Yes. Fill the emptiness in me with something to do. Yes.
I'm sorry, Widow Clark, but there's nothing for you to do. Everything's being taken care of in the proper manner. Sorry, Widow Clark, there's nothing for you to do.
Nothing for me to do. Nothing for me. Nothing for me.
Navy blockade them. You are to naval battle. Submarine. Army. Navy. Army. Navy.
But nothing for me. War means something to those who have something to live for, to fight for. But when you have nothing... Empty days after empty nights. Over again, over again. And again I began to think. No end to it until there is an end to me. Why not? Walk into the sea. Let the sea fill my emptiness. Cover my loneliness. Why not? Why not? I left the house and walked toward the sea. The sand crushed beneath my feet the way it did that night. That night he ran with me. The water was dark. I was at the edge and into it. Deeper and deeper into it. Cold against me. Cold as the days and the nights. But this coldness would end, and with that ending put a finish to the ache in me. And then something touched me. I looked down, white in the water. A hand. John. The thought echoing in my head, and then no. A stranger. Someone. I dragged him out of the water to the beach. A stranger drowned in the sea. Dead, yes. But no. My ear against the wet of him. His heart, yes. The beat of it. Faint, but the beat of it. Dragged him, carried him to the house. Warmed him, hour after hour. And slowly the beat lifted with the blood in him. Stronger and stronger. Morning. He opened his eyes. In the first light of the sun, I saw they were blue. As blue as John's had been.
Mother.
His first words, what?
Mother.
Who? I ran to where I'd thrown the clothes, the buttons, words on them. He was the enemy. The enemy. I knew what I had to do. Go down to the village. Say, listen, everybody! A man from an enemy boat. Caught him! Come and get him! An enemy. Come and get him. I went back to where he lay. He was sleeping now. Sleeping. I looked at him. Something twisted in my heart. He slept the way John had slept that night. Head in the crook of his arm. sandy hair curling down on her forehead, smooth and brown. He slept that night.
Listen, everybody! An enemy!
Yes, I must tell them. I must. He slept, woke for a few hours, then slept again. Let him sleep, I told myself. There'll be time to tell them tomorrow. But I didn't tell them tomorrow. He was sick. I had to make him well. Then I would tell them. How many days went? I don't remember. All I remember is moments.
Bart.
What did you say?
Bart.
No. That's a bird. Bird.
Bird.
That's very good. Pretty bird.
Pretty bird. Pretty bird.
So I began to teach him how to speak my language.
I, you, me.
Why not?
Water,
I wanted him to speak the way I did.
Day, night.
In the prison camp, it would help him to know our language. So I taught him.
Sleep. I am Carl. I am Carl. I am Carl.
Good. Good. Now try something else.
I am Carl. You are...
Celia. Say, how do you do, Celia?
How are you do, Celia?
No. How do you do?
How do you do, Celia? I am Carl. I am Carl.
Soon he was well enough to be up and about. I gave him a suit of John's to wear. He would sit in the window looking out at the sea, and I would work. And listen to him. It was good. It was good to know that someone was there. Suddenly, I realized something. I wasn't lonely anymore. Not lonely. Can you understand what that means? To have had nothing and then to have something. Someone to talk to listen to laugh with, to...
Naval battles, submarine, army, navy, army, navy, army, navy.
But I had to tell them. I had to. And then I began to ask myself why. What had I to do with war? What had I to do with enemies?
Sorry, Widow Clark. There's nothing for you to do. Everything's been taken care of in the proper manner. Sorry, Widow Clark. There's nothing for you to do.
Celia, you are very good to me.
He was no enemy to me. Just Carl. And his eyes were blue. And his face was gentle. And when he smiled, his lips... No. How could I tell him? And then... it happened.
Celia, who is there?
I don't know. No one ever comes up here.
You must answer.
Hide.
No, trouble. The police. They'll take you.
Hide, I tell you, quickly.
Well, I'd begun to wonder if you were home.
Oh, Mr. Stanford, what do you want?
Want? Now, there's a question. Climb all the way down that infernal path and you look at me as if I brought you bad news. Well, I don't, and that's a fact.
Well?
I'll tell you plain enough. A chance to do your duty. Yes, and I'm the one who's fixed it for you.
What?
What? Have you no other word but what? Your duty in this war, of course. The district teacher's off to join his regiment. You come down to the district schoolhouse 3 times a week and teach the children. A chance to do your duty, Widow Clark, for God and country.
For God and country? Teach the children. Come down to the schoolhouse. Leave him.
I will be all right, Celia. Go. I will be all right.
So I went. Down to the village again. And heard of many things down in the village.
They're drowning on this.
They're swamping the lifeboats. They're swamping the lifeboats.
They. Oh, yes, the enemy. Drowning and bombing and killing. They. The enemy. All day long, all I heard, the enemy. I climbed the path. Back to the house at sundown. He was waiting.
Celia, I'm very happy to see you.
I said nothing. What could I say? We ate. It grew dark. He didn't speak again. Just looked at me. And then, suddenly, it was as if he were gone. As if I had told him, and he'd been taken away. I was alone again. Alone again and lonely. No one near me. No one to talk to. The emptiness of the days again. No. I couldn't go back to that again. I couldn't. The next day, down to the village again. I wouldn't listen this time, I told myself. But in the schoolhouse...
It's my brother, ma'am. On the boat they torpedoed yesterday. They killed my only brother, ma'am.
They again. They're drowning
our men! They're killing our sons!
They're killing our fathers!
Drowning our men! They're drowning our men!
Hey!
No, I ran. Away from them. They. No more days. He was only one. Only one. And he was in my house. And he was in my heart. All right, I said it. In my heart. He spoke to me that night.
Celia, I want to say something to you, please.
Yes, Carl.
You are not happy.
No.
It is me. I know I'm...
Carl, please.
If I could speak well enough to tell you...
What?
That all these days I've been with you, I've been thinking, and I have been learning that what you and your people think is right. And because it is right, it will live. I know that now. And so the hate is not ours, not yours, not mine.
Oh, Carl.
Oh, Celia. Not yours, not mine.
I love you, Carl. I love you, Carl. So I said it. And his arms came close around me. And there was no earth or sky or death. The days after that, days that stood still in wonder, and then in rush were gone. Warm days, lazy days, wonderful days. Days when the sky reached down and lifted us up to the clouds, and we... Oh, Carl. And then a new day. A morning. Sun awakened me. Stretched out my hand. Carl. No. Carl. Carl, where are you? Carl, where are you? Carl! Gone. Gone. I cried. Not very long. You see, I understood. Always in our days together, there's been a cloud. And with each passing day, that cloud would have grown larger and larger until there was no warmth of sun for us. The cloud of fear that someone of the village would see us. See him, and seeing him end my world for me. And he knew that. And so he went away. Where? I don't know. I like to think he took a boat during the night and sailed out to sea in it, back to where he came from, back to his small village by the cliffs. I like to think that. I know someday the fighting will be over. It must end. He said it.
And so the hate is not ours, not yours, not mine.
It will end. He'll come back to me. And I'll never be lonely anymore.
This is Arch Oboler. Tonight has been a great privilege to bring you Norma Shearer in my play, The Women Stayed at Home. All of us here, and I know you out there, are grateful to Miss Shearer for her stirring performance. With Miss Shearer were Hans Conried and Howard Duff. The special arrangement of Wagner's Tristan and Isolde was arranged and conducted by Gordon Jenkins.
And with that nice bit of foreshadowing by Dorothy L'Amour, we come to the event itself, which is the presence of Mae West in our company tonight. Miss West has carved such a sizable niche for herself in the Hall of Fame with her unique characterizations that not only is her name known in every home up and down the country, but the phrases and expressions which she has originated have almost become a part of the American language. For us, she forsakes the picture hats and sweeping dresses of the gay 90s, which you find so becoming in her new picture, and turns back time to step into the Garden of Eden and into the character of the most fascinating woman of them all, Eve. Wendell, will you set the scene for us?
Well, of course, we find Adam and Eve in the famous Garden of Eden. And this light-hearted travesty about what might have taken place in those days when the world was young was written for us by Arch Oboler, one of radio's better-known writers. Under a spreading fig tree rests one Mr. Adam, sprawled out lazily in the hot sun. Eve, obviously, is bored beyond endurance as they play a game of cards with a deck of fig leaves.
Listen, tall, tan, and tired. It's time I told you a thing or two. Ever since creation, I've done nothing but playing double solitaire. It's disgusting. It's got me down.
Well, we've got a nice place here.
That's the trouble. It's too nice.
Well, I'm not complaining.
But I want something to happen, a little excitement, a little adventure. A girl's got to have a little fun once in a while. There's no future under a fig tree.
Oh. Now, come on, woman. Be like me. Why don't you relax and just take it easy?
Because I'm a lady of big ideas.
Yeah, what kind of ideas?
Oh. You've no idea. Listen, Adam, I've got to get a chance to expand my personality.
Well, go on, expand.
I will, out there.
Out there? You mean outside the gates of the Garden of Eden?
Now you're talking.
Oh, but who knows what's out there?
I'd find out.
Oh, no, we can't go. We've still got a lease on this place.
You mean... You mean to tell me a lease is the thing that's holding me back from developing my personality?
Well, a lease is a lease. Anyway, we've got a nice place here. Temperature perfect, sun always shining, nothing but a heavy dew once in a while.
What are you, the Chamber of Commerce?
Oh, go away and let me sleep, will you?
Listen, Adam, I tell you got to get me out of this place. You got to break the lease.
Yeah, but what for? This is Eden. Everything is peaceful and quiet and safe.
That's the trouble. It's too safe. I tell you, it's disgusting.
Well, what are you talking about?
Adam, you don't know a thing about women.
Oh, you apparently forget you were originally one of my own ribs.
Yeah, a rib once, and now I'm beefing.
Me, I know everything about women.
That's covering a lot of territory. Listen, long, lazy, and lukewarm. You think I want to stay in this place all my life?
I do, and I tell you, you're one of my ribs.
Yeah, but one of your floating ribs. A couple of months of peace and security and a woman's board all the way down to the bottom of a marriage certificate.
Well, then what do you want, trouble?
Trouble. Listen, if trouble means something that makes you catch your breath, if trouble means something that makes your blood run through your veins like salsa water, Adam, my man, give me trouble.
Oh, Eve, you don't want trouble.
Now, tell me the low-down truth. Ain't there any way you can break our lease?
Well, yes, there is. But I won't tell you.
No?
No, this is paradise. Free light, free heat, free meals. What else could a man want? Answer me that.
I got a couple of good ideas if you'll tell me how to break the lease.
No, I won't do it.
Oh, Adam.
What?
Come on over here.
What for, to hold hands?
Oh, that old game? Can't you think of something new? You know nothing about nothing.
Oh, yes, I do. I know more than you do, woman.
Oh, what, for instance?
I know all about the tree.
What tree, man? What tree?
That apple tree in the middle of the garden. The lease says that if we eat any of its fruit, we get thrown out of here.
Oh, now, is that a fact?
Sure, that's why there's a fence around it. I tell you, one bite of those apples and we get a dispossess.
How fascinating. Adam, you can hold my hand now.
No. No, I got a better idea.
Oh, yeah? I'm listening. I'm waiting. What are you going to do now?
I think I'll go fishing.
Oh. How disgusting.
Now, wait a minute. You can't talk to me that way. Do you realize I'm man number one?
Yeah, but I your number one man.
Well, I'll see you around supper time. I'll be back.
So that's the trouble. So it's a tree over there. Hello, tree. How would you like to do a little lease breaking for a woman with ideas, Not room enough to squeeze through those slats for a woman of my personality. Now, if I only knew someone skinny enough.
Salutations,
Oh,
Mrs. Eve.
if it isn't Mr. Snake. Hello, long, dark, and slinky.
Mrs. Eve, why are you standing by that tree?
Stop wiggling and I'll tell you. Listen, I know you don't approve, but I've got a little proposition to make.
I certainly refuse to listen. What is it?
Do you think with the proper provocation you could squeeze through that fence around the tree?
That's the forbidden tree.
Oh, don't be technical. Answer me this, my palpitating python. Would you like to have this whole paradise to yourself?
Certainly.
Okay, then pick me a handful of fruit. Adam and I'll eat it. And the Garden of Eden is all yours. What do you say?
Sounds all right, but it's forbidden fruit.
Listen, what are you, my friend in the grass or a snake in the grass?
But forbidden fruit.
Are you a snake or are you a mouse?
I'll do it.
Now you're talking. Here, right in between those pickets.
I'm stuck.
Oh, shake your hips. There, now you're through.
I shouldn't be doing this.
Yeah, but you're doing all right. Now get me a big one. I feel like doing a big apple.
Here you are, Mrs. Eve.
I see. Nice going, swivel hips.
Wait a minute. It won't work. Adam will never eat that forbidden apple.
Oh, yes, he will, when I'm through with it.
Nonsense, he won't.
He will if I feed it to him like women are going to feed men for the rest of time.
What's that?
Applesauce.
Eve? Where are you, Eve?
Waiting, my love. Just waiting.
Oh, hello, Eve. What have you been doing?
Me? Oh, I've just been making a little history.
Huh?
The first woman to make a monkey out of a snake.
Say, how about supper? And don't tell me we got fig stew again.
Oh, no. Something new, so help me. Something new. Here, have a bite of this.
Whoa, what is it?
A new kind of sauce. It's good for you.
Are you sure?
Just to prove it's pure, 100% proof, I'll have a demi-tasse of it myself. All right, I'll...
Oh, well...
No, wait. Before you eat, answer me this. Are you going to take me out of this dismal dump and give me a chance to develop my personality?
Oh, Eve, are you going to start that over again?
No, I'm going to end it. Eat your sauce, big boy, and hold your hat if you got one.
Oh, say, this is darn good sauce. Where did you find it? Oh, my head. What happened to me?
We've been dispossessed.
But why?
Forbidden apple sauce.
Oh, Eve, what have you done?
I've just made a little more history, that's all. I'm the first woman to have her own way, and a snake will take the rap for it.
But, Eve, we've lost the Garden of Eden. We're just... Eve, it's as if I see you for the first time. You're beautiful.
And you fascinate me.
Your eyes.
Oh, tell me more.
Your lips. Come closer. I want to hold you closer. I want to...
You want to what?
Eve, what was that?
That was the original kiss.
Thank you.
America was not yet at war, and the air in Washington was summer pleasant. But neither Katharine Hepburn nor her supporting cast nor I thought of pleasantries in those days. We were there to try and convince a handful of congressmen to permit refugees to enter our country, very small refugees, baby refugees who would be in the path of the German blitzkrieg. We did the broadcast, and happily our immigration door opened a small blessed crack, and some very small blessed children escaped, Hitler and company.
Innocent children caught in a whirlpool of inhuman hatred. Children ostracized, excluded from schools and public places, threatened with physical harm, forbidden the simplest requirements of spiritual survival. Surely our American sympathies go out to these, the most pitiful and helpless of sufferers. America must do its share in offering refuge to some of these children as a token of our sympathy and as a symbol of our faith in the ideals of human brotherhood.
Miss Katharine Hepburn in another original drama. Its title, Miss American.
The scene, a great luxury liner returning from Europe to America. It is late at night. A girl stands on the boat deck looking out into the darkness, her face to the wind that lifts whitecaps on the tumbling seas. Suddenly, an older woman approaches and speaks.
Well, Ronnie, I must say this is a peculiar way to behave.
But what did you say, Aunt Mary?
I said it distinctly and you heard me. Do you realize that people have been asking about you?
Have they?
Oh, Ronnie, do come downstairs. Standing up here in the cold.
Please, I'm all right.
Oh, Ronnie, what is the matter with you?
Poor people.
People? Oh, that. Well, after all, my dear, there are always a certain number of undesirables on board a ship this size. And if you'd only stop wandering up and down the second and third classes, you'd find everything quite right and proper. Right and proper. As for the children, I spoke to the captain about them. Did you? Staring at us every time we walked the deck. I told the captain exactly how we felt about the matter. We? The things we talked about this morning. Oh, yes, I remember. I should think you would. You were quite definite in your opinion. And, of course, I agree with you. They've no right to take such young children and bring them to New York to heaven knows what. But you know the captain. That was a charming smile, and he changed the subject, and, oh, what difference does it really make? We'll be ducking in the morning and away from all this.
Aunt Mary, there's something I want to tell you.
No, tell me later, my dear. Right now, the thing for you to do is to go down, get dressed, and join the others just as quickly as you can. Come now.
No, I want to stay here.
Why, Ronnie.
Please, a few moments longer. I'll come down.
Ronnie, I've never known you... Well, very well, have your silly little mood. But I don't understand what it's all about. Mooning up here in the dark like a romantic 16-year-old. All I say is hurry downstairs. We'll be waiting for you.
Romantic? Yes, it is romantic. I'm in love with... If she knew. In love with... Yes. Love at 23rd sight with...
America.
That's a childish thought to have.
Patriotic pap.
Of course it is. Of course. Getting softened into the brain. Thinking silly things. Over-emotionalized. Ought to go below and join the party. Stop standing here thinking to myself.
America.
No, why shouldn't I think it out? How did it start? The things we talked about this morning. Yes, Aunt Mary did say that. The things we talked about this morning. Those children.
Always staring at us.
Why bring them over?
Full of foreign ideas. Always staring.
Not like us. Foreigners. Not like us. Not like us. I said that, I remember. Not like us. Not like us. Not like me. Not like me. Resented their being on board. What happened? Oh, let me remember. I went walking on the lower deck. They were sitting there as usual.
The four of them.
Yes, the four of them. Sitting in a row. White faces, staring eyes, looking at me. At me. I couldn't stand it. What did I say? Yes, I said. You, children. Don't you know it's bad manners to stare at people? For a moment, no answer. 3 little boys, 1 little girl. Their staring eyes. Why should they stare at me? I said, answer me, one of you. If you're coming to America, heaven knows why, at least they should have taught you some English. They didn't move. 4 rigid little figures. And then...
We all speak English.
Well, at last, the French speak.
No, that is not my name.
He said that. Then he closed his mouth. And the 4 of them were sitting there once again. Those eyes of theirs, staring. I said, what are you sitting there for? I've been watching you all through the trip. You sit there in those deck chairs hour after hour. What are you waiting for?
America.
She said that, the little one. And then she closed her mouth so tightly I could see the muscles of the corners of her lips. She sat there tense, frightened. Not another sound from any of them, their eyes beyond me, on the sea, on the horizon. I said, all right, you're waiting for us to reach land. But what's that got to do with the 4 of you getting up, running around, having fun? Come on. Don't you know how to laugh? Do you know how?
Then we are in America. Then we will laugh.
So that's it. You don't like the sea. You're waiting for the land.
No, we are waiting for America.
Waiting for America? What silly nonsense were these children thinking? Laughing at America. I thought to myself, how silly. Prove these children strangers, aliens, foreign to our thoughts. Aloud, I said. Listen, the four of you. Are you trying to rid me in your infant continental manner? If you're waiting until you land until you laugh, I'm warning you, you better start laughing now. There isn't much to laugh about there, let me assure you. The dullest, dumbest place on earth. Why do you think I went abroad? Laugh in America. Don't make me laugh. We've got depressions and recessions and concessions and dissensions and while I kept talking, the children's faces grew angrier and angrier, their eyes larger and larger, hating me for what I was saying, angrier and angrier, until at last one of them cried out,
No, wait.
Wait?
Please, American, wait. What you say, it is not right.
What's not right?
All these things you say of America. I do not understand. I do not know. But this I know. It is not right.
No, that is not right. Wait a moment. And what is right, Herr Professor?
America is good. And it's a good place. Because yeah, you say it. Because in America, all men are
created equal.
Yeah, and they are endowed by their creator with the right of life and liberty, on the sort of happiness.
Bravo! Right out of the old Declaration of Independence. So where did you learn that? And what does it mean?
Young teacher. Yeah, yes. Here on the boat, they gave me a book. I read. How you say it, Miss American? I teach.
You teach. You? And what you teach, all that about life and liberty. What can it possibly mean to four children like you?
Maybe I do not understand everything you say, Miss American. But what we learn, it means that no matter what is wrong in America, it can be fixed. We are free on this boat, and we can work and help America.
Help America? When it said that, I didn't have anything more to say. Nothing cute or bright or clever. Four little children. I stood in front of them. Suddenly, I wanted to say so many things to them, but my throat, I couldn't. I couldn't until one of them said,
Please, Miss American, what the book say about America? It is all right.
Right.
Tell us of it, Miss American.
It is.
America. It's very large and very beautiful. And all the people in it, or their fathers, or their fathers' fathers, came over the water to it, just the way you're doing. And there's a bigness to it, and a braveness to it. And you need never be afraid. And no matter what goes wrong there's always hope, as long as there's someone like you to remind the rest of us that the American way is the human way. That's what I said to them. Yes. And they came close to me and touched my hand. And they smiled at each other and at me. And so I'm in love. Yes, in love. With my country. For remembering four little people who want to help us.
ladies and gentlemen, we bring this program starring Catherine Hepburn to a close. The broadcast was especially written for this occasion by Arch Oboler. The cast included Betty Kane, Jackie Grimes, May Grimes, Jackie Kelp, Adelaide Klein, Ed Latimer, Bobby Reddick, and George Wallach. And speaking, Raymond Edward Johnson. The music was composed by Leith Stevens, who conducted the orchestra.
And now, lights out.
Arch Oboler's plays. Stories of the unusual.
This is Arch Oboler. Have you been trying to reduce lately our chocolate sundaes, layer cakes, and thick gravies on your drop-dead list? And after giving them up, are you still putting on, shall we say, a bit here and there? Well, maybe you're not to blame. Maybe somebody is. But that's why I wrote the play you're about to hear.
Now, Arch Oboler's amazing play, The Day Sinatra Got Fat.
Hello? Hello, operator. Operator. Why don't you answer me? Hello, hello.
Good morning, bridegroom.
Hello, operator. Answer me, operator.
I said, good morning, bridegroom. Yeah. Now, George, why do you have such a silly telephone? It's out of a museum.
Well, that silly telephone cost me $5,000 for line charges alone, stringing it up the mountain. Look, mix me a bromo, will you, please?
All right, after I have one. I always say start the honeymoon with a bromo.
Yeah, we did hit a little hard last night, didn't we?
You did, I did. Here. Ooh. Oh, I hate the taste. All I remember about last night is a very beautiful green sunset.
A green?
Green.
Oh, yeah, sure. You better have another bromo.
I know green when I see green.
Sure. Look, forget I said anything, huh? Get your things together. It's time we headed back to town.
Town? What are you talking about?
My dear Felice, we can't possibly stay here without servants. Oh, what's so funny?
I just remembered when you hit your butler or whatever he was with that bottle, he sort of oozed down to the floor. You know, like slow motion in the movies. Very funny.
The salaries I pay those morons a year round just to have this place ready for me. Well, look, you better get dressed and we'll take off.
Now, Georgie, be nice. It's early in the morning. Let it warm up a little. Look at those windows.
Look, I don't want to look at anything.
Okay, but it must be below zero out there. Look, Georgie.
What the...
Snow? Is all that snow?
Did it snow last night? Do you know?
I don't know anything. I was out like a light.
Look, it's packed 12 feet up to the eaves.
Are you telling me we are snowbound?
Well, look, it's up to the roof.
Oh, I should have listened to my horoscope. It said not to travel yesterday.
Blasted weather forecast. They didn't say anything about this, nothing at all.
Oh, well, what's the difference? They will clear the road for us.
They? Who they? There's no public road. Look, where do you think you are? Park Avenue?
A tractor. Don't you have a tractor?
Sure, I got 2 of them. But I don't know how to run them. I hire people to do that.
Oh, brother, a gentleman farmer.
Oh, what the devil you want me to do? Carry out of here piggyback on skis?
That I would like to see.
Well, you think I couldn't, huh? Look, I've got the physique of a man 20 years my junior.
That I wouldn't know, bridegroom.
I was drunk.
Yes.
Now, listen, you. I'll take your neck.
Let go of me. You listen to me. Don't you ever lay a hand on me like that again, or I will tear your eyes out.
Oh, like a cat? Huh? A 2-bit saloon cat?
What does that mean?
Well, you answer that. And Louis Fichetti's Bar and Grill.
You lousy rat. So you did check a bit after all. All right.
What the devil you think you're doing?
What your other wives did, getting the devil out of here as soon as I pack my bags.
Oh, and how do you propose to get out? Slide down the mountain on one of your horoscopes?
I will tell you something, bridegroom. All of a sudden I've discovered something. I don't really like you anymore at all.
Confession time? All right, bride. I never liked you, and that's a fact. How shall I put it? You're not my pillow type.
What in the...
Why did I marry you? It's a simple answer. You're a famous woman in your own right. And beautiful. For the next year, I'm going to be traveling in South America. Oil leases. They like beautiful blondes down there. Oh, it'll be profitable for you, too. A piece of each oil lease in writing. Isn't that better than a warm honeymoon? And now, I'll just take that suitcase and put it back where it belongs, huh?
If you say so, Georgie.
Don't be so docile. It doesn't fit.
We are a matched pair, Georgie. Only I am more expensive than you. And when you want to get rid of me, you and your bank book, remember that I also know that...
I know what? Come on, finish it. Come on, let's hear it, all of it. Well, why aren't you talking? What are you staring at me for?
On your face.
Huh?
That green on your face.
What are you talking about? I don't feel any...
On the other side. Look at your hand now.
It's green dust, so what?
The sunset last night.
What are you talking about?
Remember I called you to see it, but you were too busy fighting with the servants? The sky was green, all green.
All right. What's the snapper? Come on, the punchline. I could use a joke if it's a good one.
Come here to the window.
All right. What is it?
Quick, look.
Huh?
On the snow.
Oh, it's just green patches on the snow, that's all. What are you getting so excited about?
Green?
Well, so what? Some sort of vegetable growth. Lichen, moss. How should I know? Hey, wait a minute.
What's the matter?
Green stuff on your face, too.
Oh, get me out of here. Will you please get me out of this place? George. George.
I'm here.
Why did you leave me? Where were you? You said there was no way out. Where did you go?
I went up the tunnel.
Tunnel?
Yeah, under the house. During the winter months, we use it to get to the garage and the livestock, the hogs.
How thrilling. You mean you leave me alone to slop those blue-bottomed pigs of yours?
Why not? They're worth a fortune. Breeding stock.
All right. They are still pigs to me. Look, I'm cold. Will you build up a fire or something?
Okay. We'll be lucky if that wet wood burns.
Well, make it burn.
Sure. Just like that. What do you think I am?
What are you looking at now? What's the matter? I washed it off all the green.
Speaking of pigs, I knew you were eating high on the hog, but I didn't know you were eating that much.
All right, funny man. What is it now?
Your chin. You're getting a double chin.
Are you out of your mind? I never had a weight problem in my life. Mirror, where is the mirror?
Behind you, the other wall.
I'm not fat.
That's great. With all your yogi exercises and health foods, a double chin. Nope, it's not an optical illusion. It's plain fat.
But a little while ago when I looked in the mirror, I didn't. Look, don't
worry about it. It eventually happens to all my wives, but usually not on the honeymoon. Anyway.
Look, in the mirror at yourself. You are getting fat yourself.
What the devil? I wonder what time it is. Felice?
What?
The time.
I don't know.
Your wristwatch.
Look for yourself.
It's buried in the fat of your arm.
I want to cry. I can't cry anymore.
It's so dark outside.
The lights. They have gone out, George.
I know.
Get me some light.
Well, stop yelling. What do you think I'm doing? Candles. Here.
What is it? What happened?
Generator plant quit. That's all.
Fix it.
Can't fix it. I'm no mechanic.
You are nothing. You hear me? Nothing. Nothing. I want to get out of here. I don't want to stay here.
Police.
What?
Your face.
What?
I just realized something. Your face bloating like a pig's.
No.
Fatter and fatter.
Yours. Yours, look at yourself in the mirror. What's happening to me? Oh, what's happening to me?
Before we return to the day Sinatra got fat, a short message.
This land is your land. This land is my land. This land was made for you and me.
One of our 50 states owes more to its spirit of religious tolerance and freedom of belief than to any other factor. The state, of course, is Utah, and the settling of Brigham Young and his followers in the Beehive State shaped its future more than any prior event. The Mormons taught those who dwelled in the arid region that is now Salt Lake City the miracles of irrigation, and the area flourished and prospered. The lasting influence of the Mormons is evident in the state's agricultural prosperity. And visitors to the Temple of Queens, the Rainbow Natural Bridge, the copper mines at Bingham, the sheep ranches of Duquesne, or the richly colored sandstone Navajo Twins and Needle Rock, see what the first Mormons saw over 100 years ago, that Utah is the promised land.
And now we return to Arch Oboler's amazing play, The Day Sinatra Got Fat. Buried in the folds of their own fat, the honeymooners sit in the snowbound cabin.
George.
Yes.
Is it morning yet?
Yes. I think it is.
It isn't possible for people to get this fat overnight, is it?
No.
Get me out of here, George. Please. Please.
You think that would make a difference?
Yes.
Look. Sunrise. Green sun. Everything green.
What does it have to do with it?
Dust sifts under the window. In the air. Green. Everything green. I tasted it. Sweet. Have you noticed how sweet it tastes?
You know something? Tell me.
I've been thinking about it for hours. Maybe it's this way all over.
All over?
Sweet.
Tell me.
Something in the dust makes us fat.
Dust? Fat? You are crazy. How can dust? No. It's something else, a sickness. Yes, I want to go to a doctor. Get me out of here. Get me out of here.
All right.
George.
All right.
Don't leave me. I'm frightened, George.
The radio. Got to turn on the radio.
Turn it on. Don't stand there.
No use.
What?
The generator. No electricity.
A portable? You have got a portable?
No.
You stupid idiot. You live in the middle of nowhere, and you don't even have a portable. You are stupid. A stupid man, a fast, stupid man. Where are you going now? George! George, why are you opening the door? Where does it... All the cars. You are taking me away. Oh, bless you, bless you.
Fool! I told you, there's no way out.
Then why are you getting in that car? The radio. Yes, maybe they are sending her. Snowplow.
Dead.
No, ignition. Turn on the ignition.
Ignition.
We will hear. We will know, won't we? It will be all right. It will be.
Be still. It's warming up.
Fact. National emergency. Washington reports chemists are trying to analyze the green dust. Believe it is not of earthly origin. From interstellar space. Fact.
Get it back. Get it back. Why doesn't it play, George?
Battery dead. Finished.
Is that fat? I heard it. I did. What did it mean? Answer me.
You heard it. It's same all over.
You are crazy. You are insane. It's a sickness, you hear me? A terrible sickness, and you have got to get me to a doctor. Now, George. Where are you going? A doctor? You must get me to a doctor.
I'll be back.
Don't leave me alone.
Don't pull at me. Got to see about something.
Where does the floor? Another tunnel? Where does this one lead? To the outside, George. Answer me. To the outside, eh?
Yeah. Ouch.
Too dark. George. Glandular. That's all my trouble is. It's only glandular. The doctor will give me shots. I will be all right, I know. I will be all right. Oh, my clothes. So tight, they hurt. Got to get out of them. Oh, better. So free. Wait for me. George! I'm Eve, George. Look at me. I'm Eve. Where are you, George? Oh, the doorway. George!
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
Why did you frighten me so? We are going to a doctor. Aren't we, George? No, you're fancy pig. And I'm sick. So sick. What do you do this to me?
They're no fatter than they were.
Well, who cares about them?
Why?
It's me.
Why?
The door. Which door? Which leads out of it? Tell me.
What? Only we get fatter.
You? Not me? I will be all right. Get out of here. You will see I will be all right. Get rid of you, and I will be all right. Is this the outside door? All right. Don't answer. I will find out for myself. I always find out for myself.
No, don't go out there.
Let go of me. I will.
No.
I will.
Don't you understand? Slopping the pigs? You said it before. All right. Yeah. They're slopping us.
What?
You hear me? They're slopping us.
They? What are you talking about? Who?
I don't know. But we're being fattened up. Like I fattened up the pigs. You understand?
No! You're crazy, I tell you, you're crazy. I will get out. Now!
Felice! No! You're naked. You'll freeze. The snow, Felice! Come back! Felice! Felice! What? Why, you looking up at the sky? What? Hand. Huge hand. Out of the sky. Picking you up. They were slopping us. They were.
This is Arch Oboler again. First, my thanks to Jack Crucian and Valerie Varda. Sound, Bud Tollefson. Engineer, David Diller. Music, Joe Leahy. Announcer, Byron Kane. And now about our next play. You know about claustrophobia, of course, the fear of being locked up in a confining place such as an empty bank vault or your ex-wife's closet. Well, dictating machine in hand, I started to do a story about claustrophobia, which I'll tell you about after a short, unconfining word from your station.
This land is your land. This land is my land. This land was made for you and me.
In North Elba, John Brown's body lies a-moldering in the grave. If Tom Wolfe could look homeward, it would be to Brooklyn Heights. Washington Irving wove tales from the fabric of Crum Elbow Point and Doghead Cove, Spuyten Duyvil and Glen Falls. Well-known people, little-known places, New York staters all. Too often these days we confuse New York City with the state itself. Newspaper reports concern themselves more with Manhattan, island of the Netics and chock full of nuts, than with Albany, home of the governor, or Rochester, home of the Kodak brownie. More of us are aware of New York City's crime rate than realize that New York is the only state touched by both the Atlantic Ocean and the Great Lakes. Greenwich Village, Fifth Avenue, Broadway, the Verrazzano Bridge, these are indeed part of a wonderful town. But the turning of sugar maple leaves in the fall, the spring return of the bluebird, the rush and roar of the falls, these are part of a wonderful state.
Oboler again. I was telling you about my claustrophobia play. Have you ever dreamed of walking through walls, especially bank walls? Well, even if you haven't, you must meet the man who did on our next broadcast.
Arch Oboler's Plays. Stories of the unusual.
James Stewart, now retired General of the Air Force, came into the studio resplendent in his Air Force First Lieutenant's uniform. We were deep in the war, and Lieutenant Stewart had received special permission to do what you are about to hear, because there were still some of us who whispered that neither Auschwitz nor Pearl Harbor were any of our business.
The National Broadcasting Company presents Plays for Americans by Arch Oboler. As a further contribution to the war effort, NBC brings you a special series of new plays dedicated to people of goodwill everywhere who believe in the inherent dignity of man, who fight together now for a better world for all. This is a war of men and ideas, and these are the plays of the men and ideas that make up our America and our world of today. As the seventh of this series, the National Broadcasting Company has the pleasure to present Lieutenant James Stewart in a new play, Letter at Midnight.
I'm going to read you a letter. It's from my son. And it reads, Dear Father, I started to date
this letter December 6th, and now I see it's half an hour after midnight. And I remember how meticulous you were about times and dates, so I changed the date line. Oh, it's a warm night. One of the many subtropical nights down here that have steamed away all memory of my good New England ancestry. Oh, now, please understand me. I'm not ashamed of the long generations of us who had to break ice from around the wells, but, oh, it's good to be warm and quite alive. And it's about being alive that I want to write to you, Father. In your last letter, you asked a question and made a wish for me. Do you recall? Well, let's talk about the question first. It's a very simple question, and one I know you've wanted to ask me for a long time. Son, why did you do it? It's funny, isn't it, Father? For 2 years, you must have wanted to ask that question, and so help me, for 2 years, I wanted to tell you, but somehow I haven't been able to until right now. So here goes. Why did I do it? Why did I suddenly 2 years ago do a backflip out of all the things I'd known in life? Well, let's start at what I was 2 years ago. No, I can hear you say you know. Oh, no, Father. Now let me tell you. Tom Greer III, last year in college and the biggest mouth this side of El Duce. What a mouth. Opinion, 2 cents a dozen and on credit. Subject, any subject.
Telling you you're crazy.
Oh, you're no authority.
Serious fact. Who's your authority?
Oh, stop making so much noise.
I said it, you heard me.
Academically speaking, but be practical.
All right, fellas. Now, listen to me. Now, human nature is human nature. Lord Brooks said it. Oh, what a sad condition of humanity. I'll tell you, it's a condition based on the innate nature of man. The nature of his bones, his bloodstream, and his brain cell convolutions. The nature of all he's been as he climbed up out of the slime. Now, only evolution will change that, not preachment, nor law, nor moralizing.
Yeah, Father. Opinions of everything along the line. A year ago, I even knew all about women. Well, now, I'll tell you, Charles and friend, there's no such thing as an intelligent woman. Understand me, right? I'm speaking purely philosophical standpoint, of course. But it's been my experience that women can be divided into 2 classes. Speaking purely from personal observation, of course, I should say that both classes are equally divided. Well, I'll put it more simply. Now, what the average woman wants out of life can be stated in just a very few words. Very few words. But the subject I could talk longest and loudest on, Father, was, of course, the world situation. I saw the whole thing as clearly as if it were a 5-ton truck coming down an empty road. The war, well, that was just history repeating itself. The money bags were on the loose again. Imperialistic stuff. The have-nots trying to grab what they didn't have, and the haves trying to hold on to what they had. Well, they weren't going to rook any of us young fellas into their little game. No, sir. Not as long as I could be chairman of committees and subcommittees and resolution committees.
Well, fellow students, we had a hard time getting this assembly hall. You could think this was the Dark Ages instead of the year 1939. Certain of our university authorities tried to stop us. But anyway, here we are, and as our first speaker, let me introduce to you the chairman of the Peace Committee, Tom Greer. This is indeed a historic occasion in the history of this university. I say historic because this resolution we're about to adopt will make history. We say, keep America out of war. Keep her out of war at any price. We deny that America will ever find reason to enter into this war. And we deny that America's enemies are awaiting without.
Oh, I tell you, Father, I knew all the answers. And the first of every month, waiting for me in the mailbox outside the fraternity house was a nice check with your name on the bottom of it for $200. Yes, life was quite a thing for me 2 years ago. And then, all of a sudden, it wasn't. It wasn't because there was a girl. No, you don't know about her. Well, let me tell you.
What a day, huh, Tom?
Yeah.
Can't be sure it's quiet today.
Well, it's Saturday.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Tennis?
Look, let's relax. Just relax.
Okay. Yeah, that's what grass is for. Cows and golf greens. And just sitting on. You know, Tom, I was thinking. Sunday, if it's a nice day, why don't we roust out a couple of females and go on a little picnic?
Wait a minute.
What?
Hey, who's she? That girl walking this way. Who is she? Who is she? That began very simply, Father. A girl walking across the campus past the place where Hal and I lay warming in the sun. I thought I knew all the girls, but not this one.
Oh, I don't know who it is, honestly, I don't. Hey, wait a minute, that must be... Yeah, I know, Bill Royce was telling me. She's in his Nutrition 103 class. Some kind of a refugee foreigner. Yeah, she's sure got something, eh?
I don't know why to this day, but I found myself going around the campus asking about her.
She's only been on the campus a couple of weeks.
Listen, Wolf, I tell you, she just won't talk.
Yeah, I'm in one of her classes, but that's all, brother. Sure, her name is Lisa Edling. Lisa Edling.
I found out very little. Lisa Edling, her name, that was all. Oh, a refugee girl taking courses at school, so what? So what? So, inside of a week, I found myself signed up for Nutrition 103, and sitting in the class, not hearing a thing, just looking at her.
Research on the bee complex has been accelerated tremendously during the past few years. Success in isolating B1 will unquestionably be a great determining factor in the isolation of other filtrate factors. In the course of yesterday's lecture, I mentioned the name by which B1 is now commonly known. Mr. Greer, will you give us the name, please, and describe the substance? Mr. Greer?
Brown hair, blue eyes. Oh, gosh.
Well, Father, I think they call the process falling in love. That's a laugh, isn't it? Me down here and telling you how I fell in love. But it's all one piece with what I did, why I did it. Lisa Edling. In spite of the fact that I thought I knew all the answers, I didn't get a chance with the questions. She just wouldn't talk. I'd do an off-tackle play right after class in corner and try a few bright and scintillating remarks, and she'd smile and murmur something about being very busy and then do a quarterback sneak out of the door. Every day I had to go to that nutrition class and hear cute little whispers of vitamin B1 has brown hair and blue eyes. Father, the strain on my ego was something quite terrific. But Lisa Edling went her way. She wouldn't talk to me. I wanted to talk with her, but all she had to do was just look at me and say, well, no, I'm very busy, and my tongue would all tie up, and that was that until the next time. And so it went until the night we had our great peace rally. As usual, I was chairman.
You, another member of our student body who needs very little introduction, the leader of the Demosthenes Debating Society, Frank Colbert. Fellow students, we've had just about enough words. Now the time has come to act. We, a handful of the far-seeing students, must put into dynamic action that which we believe. And we must tell it to America in unmistakable terms.
The war that is going on in Europe is not our war. No part of it touches upon our lives. If we keep the American ideal shining brightly, no one will ever dare attack us. We, as the future leaders of America, demand that nothing be done to jeopardize our future.
You fool! You young fool!
Tom, call the meeting to order. Tom, what are you just sitting there for? Call the meeting to order. Bang the gavel. Call the meeting to order.
Well, I didn't call the meeting to order. All I knew that she had been there, and now she was going. And then somehow I was out of the place and running after her down the dark campus parkway. Lisa. Oh, wait a minute, please.
What? Who?
Well, it's Tom Greer.
Oh.
Lisa, I mean, Miss Edling, I've got to talk to you.
Why?
Well, I just said it. I want to talk to you.
What are you doing here? You should be back with them.
Look, will you slow up? I'm here, not there. Now, so talk to me.
You're the chairman. You belong there.
I belong where I want to be.
Why did you follow me?
Well, I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe to ask you a question.
Question?
Well, yeah. Why did you jump up suddenly like that and call Frank Culbert a fool?
Because he is.
What, Phi Beta Kappa, and you call him a fool?
I called him a young fool, and he is.
Well, all right. Why?
You don't really want to know.
Well, now, wait a minute. I do. Why else do you think I'm doing this marathon after you here?
You are interested in women, not the truth. Do not follow me. Please go away and do not follow.
She was a smart girl, Father. Sure, it was part of my line. I didn't really care what she said. All I cared was that she just said it to me.
I think I am the fool, letting you talk me into coming to this place.
Well, really, haven't you ever been in this black hole before?
No.
Well, why, the Beanpot's a campus institution. Hey, come on here, a little service here.
No, nothing for me.
What you said...
Mr. Greer, I came here only because you were most convincing that you really wanted me to tell you why I interrupted at the peace meeting.
Oh, all right. Do you mind if I catch myself a double Coke?
No, of course not.
Did you want something?
Yeah, Oh, hello, Judy.
How's your double pneumonia?
Huh?
What'll you have?
Hey, I was really sick last night, Judy. You can give me a double Coke.
Yeah? 2?
No, just one.
Yeah, and a jigger of carbolic.
Jigger of carbolic, yeah. Oh, that's another campus institution.
I want to ask you a question.
What about her?
Oh, no. Tell me, please. Do you believe that nonsense the other boy was saying?
Nonsense?
Yes. He said that the war that is going on in Europe is not your war, that no part of it touches your life, but of course that is nonsense.
Well, now, wait a minute. I believe that. Well, England and Germany are fighting one of their old imperialistic wars.
No, Mr. Greer.
No what?
This is not a continuation of an old power war. This is a fight for the survival of an ethical civilization. In plain words, a fight for the survival of the individual to live in a world of truth and honor and justice.
Here's your Coke.
Oh, thanks.
You're welcome, Mr. Pneumonia.
Mr. Greer, do you think that your American freedom, your freedom could go on living in a world that belongs to Hitler? Do you think that in his world you could have this wonderful university where you could go to learn as you pleased and what you pleased? Or you could speak wisdom or nonsense, where the final decision as to your part in life was not a political bureau's orders, but your own to make, to work for, to fight for.
No, that's where I disagree. On that last point.
What?
Well, I don't think there will ever be any occasion for fighting if we keep clear of the fight.
Oh.
What, you shiver?
Yes.
Well, why?
I once heard my own brother say what you just said. Please, I want to go now. I want to go now.
Well, Father, after I left her that night, I tried to figure out how I felt. I liked her, oh, yes, more than ever, but she puzzled me. She's certainly not like any girl I'd ever met before. She's pretty, young, and yet, well, how shall I say it? She's not young. Yeah, that was it. Younger than I was, and yet every look of her, every word she said, it was as if she was carrying the whole world right in the middle of her back.
all those things she'd been talking about, sure, they were important, but they weren't that important. Yeah, I said to myself, I'll have to teach her to look at all the issues of the day in the proper perspective. Well, I was chairman of this group and sub-chairman of that group, and we talked peace and war and the part of youth and the major issues, but, oh, nuts, that was part of our college activities. Yeah. Well, I decided I'd have to teach Lisa Edling that all that was just part of our young lives and not all of it. We had a date the next Sunday.
The water is wonderful, no?
The water is wonderful, yes. Hey, you laugh. I'll take you speed boating every Sunday.
Oh, no.
Gosh, if anybody had told me a couple of days ago that today would find me in the middle of New York Harbor going 30 miles an hour with Lisa Edling, I'd have told him to go kiss a psychiatrist or something.
You want to go back?
Oh, no, of course not. We're going straight for that island you seem so determined on getting on. Hope the skipper knows where to find it. I certainly don't remember any such place. What'd you say the name was?
I think Bedloe's Island. Yes, that is the name of it. Bedloe's Island.
And so, Father, we went to this island, Bedloe's Island. Did you ever hear of it? I hadn't. Well, it turned out to be the piece of ground that they put the Statue of Liberty on top of. Well, I thought to myself, that's typical immigrant stuff. Okay, Bedloe's Island, Central Park, Park Avenue West. Tommy Greer III is going to make full use of that Sunday afternoon, believe you me.
Oh, no. No, Mr. Greer.
Now, Tom.
Tom, I could not go there. I would like to see the Statue of Liberty from the inside, yes, but to climb so high, oh, I would get so dizzy. Come. We'll just walk around her.
Okay, it's your day.
Oh, she is beautiful.
Who?
She.
Oh, yes. I bet she's got big feet.
No, please.
What's the matter?
Please do not make fun of such things.
What do you mean? Well, that's just the American way.
What?
Well, we make fun of our most sacred institutions. Why not? That's the grown-up way. To have the proper perspective on things, to have fun in life.
Fun? Is there not a time for fun?
Well, yes, now.
Oh, no.
Well, why not?
Because there's great danger.
What, on Bedloe's Island? What are you talking about?
I was talking of America.
Oh, now, wait a minute. We're not in any war yet.
Oh, yes, you are. There's a war going on for the spirit of America.
What?
Yes, I tell you, it is true. The Nazis and the friends of the Nazis are trying to change the spirit of America. They are trying to change it into something that is selfish, that thinks only of its own comforts, its own fun. They are trying to make young men like yourself believe that the struggle in the world is something far distant, something only to be talked about, the way you talk about history. But this is happening, Tom Greer, flesh and the screams of little children and the blood of men dying to hold back darkness. When the Nazis marched into the little town in Austria where I lived, they stood my father and my sister against a wall and shot them. Because my father was the head of a labor union and my sister had written a book about the rights of man. My brother had been as you are, Tom Greer. The things that were happening in the world had always been things to be talked about, but he had never done anything about it. When the Nazis came for my father and my sister, my brother tried to fight them with his bare hands. Then it was too late. Much too late.
Father, we stood there by the Statue of Liberty, and she talked to me. And suddenly, somehow, I was really listening to her.
I've not been fair to you, spoiling your holiday, telling you of these unpleasant things. But I had to say them to you. For you, not the old men, but you are the hope of a world of people who cannot die, who must not die.
It's sundown. They're lowering the flag.
Oh, Tom. Tom, help them. Make sure your wonderful flag will always rise again in the morning. Help them.
Father, I've almost come to the end of your question. I took her home. I said, goodbye, I'll see you in the morning. But in the morning, when I was back at school...
Hey, Tom. Tom Greer. Have you heard? That girl you once asked me about, the foreign one, you know. Well, my sister's in the dean's office, and she just told me that this Lisa Edling, or whatever her name is, quit school and left town this morning to go join some kind of Free Austria movement. Going back to Europe. Some kind of a dangerous project or something. You were asking about it once, so I thought maybe you'd like to know.
She'd gone away. Back there. I heard the words, Father, and I kept on walking. I tried to think of the way she had looked the last time I'd seen her, but I couldn't. I could only remember words. Her words. And then one of the campus buildings, a crowd around it, the students carrying posters.
Hey, Tom. Tom, where have you been? We've been looking for you. Our committee, we've got to picket this place. Can you imagine the nerve of the dean? Letting those fellas in here? Yeah, an Army Aviation Examining Board setting up headquarters right on the campus to get students to volunteer to join the Air Corps. And guys are actually joining. You could think we were in a war or something. Hey, Tom, what are you going in there for? Tom, what are you going in there for?
That's all there is to it, Father. The answer to your question as to how it happened. I walked in to where they sat, a major and a captain, and I just told them I wanted to enlist. That's all there is, Father. And yet, not quite all, for there's the matter of the wish you made in your last letter to me. Do you recall that, too? You said that no matter what my reasons were for joining with the Air Corps, you wished that I could have in this, my 23rd year, the life you knew when you were 23. And then you filled 5 solid pages with memories of that year. The glorious turn of the century, you called it. America, after long years of struggling, was sitting down to enjoy her new richness of soil and forest and mines. The accumulation of all the hard work of all her little people. And men like you built their homes and raised their families and put their money in the banks. And life outside was bright and glistening. And men wrote about when knighthood was in flower and sang of daisy bells and read of David Harum and applauded actors playing Beau Brummel and Monte Cristo and Ben-Hur, the Floridora, the glorious 1900s. Yes, and America was rich and growing richer. And everything would always be that way. For we indeed were quite the wisest. And there was no world but our world. And there were 2 broad oceans all around us. And life was good and safe. Safe. Everlastingly safe. And that's why you wanted to give me your old world, Father. To give me safety. But now I tell you I don't want it. For in that safety was a decay that grew and grew, a rottenness of men who thought security could be bought with strong beams in their houses and thick vaults in their banks, who talked of Christ and who applauded evil when it grew powerful, who thought that the world of their family was more important than the world of men. That safety, Father? Oh, no. Not at the price of a world where men grew fat and children hungry. Not a world where every 50 years they blast and bomb and burn your churches. Where power feeds itself on persecution. Where deviltry of self stands upon the throats of all the little people. I don't want that world, I tell you. This is my world. And this is my day. For now, at last, men fight, and know that they are fighting against the miseries you forgot in your world. Good and evil, clearer than ever before in the history of man, stand facing each other
across the blood and the tears. This is my day, Father. Our day. Our fight. I may die, but I'll be fighting for my world. And even dead, it'll be my world. A world of people living in the peace that will come, that must come. The peace of all the brotherhood of men together at last in common decency, in simple justice.
That is the end of the letter from my son, dated December 7th, Pearl Harbor.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have just heard Lieutenant Jimmy Stewart in Letter at Midnight, a new play by Arch Oboler. This was the 7th in a special series of plays for Americans brought to you by the National Broadcasting Company as a further contribution to the war effort. Included in the cast were Lieutenant Stewart, Mercedes McCambridge, Byron Kane, Gloria Blondell, Lou Merrill, and Byron Palmer. The special musical score was composed by Meredith Wilson. The orchestra was conducted by Charles Dance.
Ladies and gentlemen, on Monday afternoon, the National Broadcasting Company will bring you a special address by the Duke of Windsor, formerly King Edward VIII of England. It is to be his first broadcast since he renounced the throne. You're invited to listen to this broadcast next Monday afternoon at 5 o'clock Eastern Daylight Saving Time. Tune in to your favorite NBC station for this exclusive address. Arch Oboler's Plays. On the winds of the night, we bring you a story whispered in the night. The place, the island of Arran, off the west coast of Ireland.
Oh, listen to them, Katie Donald. Did you ever hear a happier sound in all creation?
Aye, Father Donahue. It's not every day that such a blessed marriage comes on the island.
Ah, but he's a good boy, your Thomas.
Aye.
Now, Kate Donald, would you mind telling me why your face just went dark like a cloud going over?
Oh, 'tis nothing, good Father.
Ah, 'tis Paddy you're thinking of.
Father Donahue, sometimes I don't understand the ways of the good Lord.
What's that you say?
Thomas and Paddy, both of them born to me on the same cold winter's night. Both of them the same flesh and blood out of me. And yet Thomas as good as an angel in paradise. And Paddy evil from the moment he took his first breath of God's good air.
Now, Katie, don't talk like that.
Oh, it's true, Father, it's true. The minute he was in my arms and I saw he hadn't a button's breadth of ear on him, I thought to myself, Katie Donald, it's the devil's own brother you've got for a son.
Katie.
Ah, you know it's true, Father. Paddy, that rake, drinking and brawling and running from work as if the devil himself was pulling him away.
Aye.
And with each year he grows worse, stealing what his crooked tongue can't talk away from.
No more of that talk. Your son Thomas, he's repaid you for all your trouble. A good boy. And now the prettiest girl in all the Blaskets waiting to be his bride as soon as the sun starts setting. I tell you...
Oh, Thomas boy.
Well, now, and what are the two of you holding secret meetings about? We've been talking about the prettiest girl in the islands. You mean she's the prettiest girl in all the world? Hey, Mother?
I'm so happy for you, my son.
I know, my darling. Hey, it's getting so late. Well, I think I'll go out and listen to the fiddling. See you when the sun is setting, Thomas.
Yes, the sooner the better, Father. It's an impatient man I am.
The good father. A marriage blessed with his tongue is a marriage that... My mother, what is it?
You know the answer.
Paddy.
Aye.
He'll get to my wedding.
I'm praying he won't.
Now, Mother, don't say things like that.
You're a sorrow in my heart. drinking and brawling and staying up.
Oh, Paddy, you did come.
Speak of the devil.
Why shouldn't I be here? Is it only strangers welcome at your wedding?
Oh, now, Paddy, that's not the way to talk. There's food and drink in this house today for every man and a double helping for you, and you know it.
Oh, he's there. Listen to me, Brother Thomas. Is your head that full of weddings that it can't hear a chance of making us all richer than a Yankee?
Well, what do you mean?
Speak up, Paddy. What devilment are you up to now?
Devilment nothing. It's honest money I'm talking of. And may the next pipes and tobacco be at my own wake, for I'm not telling you the truth.
We're listening.
Do you remember that hulk of a ship that was wrecked off Innisnabro a bit ago?
Well?
I went there yesterday to see if there was anything worth having, and listen to me, brother. There in the bottom of a pool, no deeper than this room, is lying enough bolts of copper and brass to make you only the richest man in the island.
Don't listen to him, Thomas. It's the drink inside of him talking.
May my next drink split me like a salmon if I got to drop in me. I tell you it's true, every word.
Oh, sure. Wait a minute, Mother. Where did you say this fortune was lying, Paddy?
In 8 feet of water, right off the place where he caught that seal last year. There's more than 500 pieces of copper and brass there, and they're worth £1 apiece, as sure as I'm standing here. Well, haven't you got a word to say to me?
Yeah, it's a long while, Paddy, my son, since you brought back anything worthwhile to this house.
Well, I've done it now, no mistake. Don't stand there like a lump, Thomas. Get the boat out. I tell you, there's a fortune waiting.
But, Paddy, my wedding.
You talk like you're cracked. Wouldn't you rather bring the bride a pocketbook filled with gold sovereigns than the empty leather you got now?
Well,
Wouldn't
yes,
you rather be able to give her a bit of meat in the house and a little dress for the prettiness of her than the empty words you now give her?
But, Paddy, I can't.
Your mother, you talk to the man. A king's fortune right under his hand, and the cracked fool won't bend over to pick it up.
But if it's in the sea, Paddy, it'll wait until after the wedding.
Oh, wait, will it? And with those Inish boats sailing all around the place. I tell you, it's now or never, and my soul to the devil if I'm not saying true words. Come on, Thomas. 3 hours, I'll have you richer than a Yankee. You've never...
It's Eileen herself. Let her have the word whether you stay or go. Stay or go where, Mother Donald? What's going on, Thomas?
Well, you see, Eileen...
Dear of the day, short, let me say it. There is a fortune in brass and copper bowls waiting for us in water no deeper than a man's neck over his Innisnabro. And Thomas here thinks you'd be fool enough to say no to his going.
But must he go now?
The sea doesn't wait. For all we know, the Inish fishermen have found the treasure already.
And we'll be back in 3 hours, I
You'll have a dress for every day of the week.
Thomas, do you want to go?
Well, we could build a new house with the money.
Sure, the finest house O'Donnell ever had. Well, look at this place. The hens fall through the roof every time they scratch a bit before setting.
Mother Donald, you haven't said your word. Do you think Thomas should go now? I mean with all them out there. Well, child, we're so poor.
£100. We'll be kings of the island. Fast now. We can take the side.
Wait, brother. Eileen, is it your wish?
I'd be a poor wife to you, Thomas, if I stood in your way of making a living even before our marriage.
Oh,
there'll be time enough for that stuff when we get back. Come on, Thomas.
There, I'm coming. Until the wedding, darling.
Got to go with you.
Thomas? Yes. I'll be back in 3 hours, darling. Bye-bye, Mother.
Hurry back, my son. Our friends are dancing for the wedding. You shouldn't keep them waiting.
I won't.
Oh, little baby, why should you cry? Thomas has plowed the sea so many times. Why should you cry this time?
Oh, Mother Donald, I'm frightened.
Frightened? But why that?
I don't know. When that door closed behind us, seems as if the waters of the sea were closing over us. Oh, Mother Donald, hold me close. I'm so afraid.
Eileen, baby. Come away from in the water?
No.
4 hours you've been sitting here. What good is it?
He said he'd come right back.
I know. But sitting on the cliff, staring out at the water, won't speed their way. Come back. Old good neighbors are waiting. What'll they think?
I'll never see Thomas again.
What's that you said, girl?
I'll never see Thomas again.
And you lost your head. Look, the sea's smooth and the sky's clear. What misfortune can come on a day like this?
I'll never see Thomas again.
Stop saying that, girl. It's tempting the devil to do his evil work. Eileen! Stay away from the edge. You go over into the sea.
The sea. Look at it, Mother Donna. Empty.
Empty? Look well, Eileen. My eyes are not too sharp. To the west now. Isn't there a boat there?
No. No, it's nothing. Oh, Thomas. Thomas.
Stop it, girl. Nothing's happened to them. It's taken them longer than I thought. I told you that before. Yeah, there's not a pin's worth wrong with them. There can't be, I tell you.
Mother Donna.
What is it, child?
To the west. Where they went to water.
Holy Mother. That wind, where did it come from?
Out of the west. Where he was.
But so quick. In all my years, the wind's never come so quick before.
The water. Look at it swirling and tossing. He's dead. My Thomas is dead.
No. No, stop saying that. He's not dead, my Thomas. My Thomas is not dead. Come in, good neighbor. Is there any blessed word of my son?
The Holy Mary have pity. None pity. We've been burning fires on top of the cliff all through the night. But there's naught to be seen but the tempest and the smothering waves.
My son. My son.
And the little bride. Where is she?
Sleeping at last. Oh, what have I done? That misfortune. What is it?
To the west.
Is it my son?
Yes, come on.
Are they dead?
No, the boat's coming and there's living hands on the oars. Come on.
Eileen! Wake up, girl! It's them! Come back! Eileen!
Hi, Mother Donna. Oh, Thomas. Thomas.
Yes, I'm moving fast as I can. It's hard against this wind.
Blessed wind that let him live.
Oh, you bless it for the life of one girl, and I bless it for two.
Look, all the people.
Aye, the word is spread. Can you see anything, Eileen?
Oh, there's so many on the beach. Oh, why don't they stand aside?
Good neighbors, let us through. My son's coming home.
Yes, let us through.
It's the Widow Donald.
Aye, let them through. Come on, stand aside. Oh, I can see nothing. The waves in the dark. Eileen, do you see?
No, there's nothing.
Oh, someone tell me. What do you see out there? Where are my sons?
Up there to the north, Widow Donald. There, through the Tiger Rock.
Yes, Mother Donna. I see them. I see.
Where? Point it out to me, girl. Where?
There. Follow my finger. Oh, blessed Mary, they're coming back.
Oh, Eileen. If only my eyes were young and sharp again. Can you see them both? Both, my sons?
No. I can't quite. Just the boat, and it lifts and falls in the trough of the waves so quickly, I can't.
Ah! Eileen, what is it? What do you see?
One. There's only one boat.
No! What are you saying, girl? Only one in the boat?
Yeah, the girl's right. There's only one in the boat. Which one is it?
I can't make out.
Hey, is it Tommy or Petty? Into the surf with you and give them a hand now. Hey, get back there. That way.
Oh, Mother Donna. Are you hurt? Are you all right?
I'm all right. My sons. Where are my sons?
The wave. The wave that brought the boat.
And the boat. Oh, which one? Which one?
I know it's Thomas. I know it is.
Yes, Thomas, the good Thomas.
Stand aside, everybody. Let the Widow Donald
and the girl.
Let them through. The mother and her bride.
Yes, let me through. Which one is it? Which son is it?
Well, I'm back, Mother.
Paddy.
Hi, she saved it. Stand back, will you? Stand back.
You,
Every one of you. I mean. Ain't I got a right to live?
Tell me quick. Where is my son Thomas? Tell me, Paddy, where is my Thomas?
Where do you think he is, woman? Dead. At the bottom of the sea. Stand closer about me, good neighbor. Let her be quiet now. No weeping until the services for our dear departed are over. It is right that we should stand here on the cliff to say the last words for the soul of the one whom the sea has taken to the Lord. Back in the great cities of men, where few of us have been, there are great cathedrals that reach to the sky. If there was such a cathedral here in the island, we would pray for Thomas Donnell in it. But this bare ground is our cathedral. For 'tis spoken in truth, as you know, that once on this place there rose a mighty church of God, built by the hands of a strange race of men that lived on these islands before our fathers and their fathers' fathers. A mighty cathedral. And one night these people committed a horrible sin, and the sea rose high as this cliff and covered the church and drew it down into the sea. You know the legend well. There is a cathedral under the sea, at the base of this place where we stand. And if a great wrong is to be done on these islands, bells under the water ring and ring until men cannot bear the sound of it, and the very heavens tremble with the glory of God and the glory of righteousness. So I say that if there was a wrong done on the sea to Thomas Donnell, I know in my heart that the bells would have rung, and yet they are silent. So we know that Thomas Donnell died in righteousness. And now, the time has come to take this wreath of sweet-smelling fern and throw it to the waters that are Thomas Donnell's grave. Goodbye to you, Thomas Donnell. The Lord in his wisdom has buried you in the boundless grave of the ocean. We have the memory of you. The sea has your body, and the Lord your soul. Blessed are they that mourn for you, for they shall be comforted.
Aye, but she's young, and young tears go quickly.
Eileen, girl, why must you weep all the day?
Go away. Go away, Patty, don't.
I'm thinking there's winter in the air. Eh? Eileen, girl,
I've no feeling for talk, Paddy Donald.
The snow's so deep. Let me walk with you, girl.
Yes, you must, Paddy Donald.
Look, I brought you the first spring flower, Eileen. You know there's a kiss with it.
Ah, way with you, Paddy Donald.
It's a fine, warm day, Eileen. A day to be happy in.
Yes, it's a fine day.
Do you like the tale I've told you?
Ah, Paddy, you've a tongue in you for tall stories.
There's some I could tell that would be told with my heart.
Oh, no, Paddy.
Give me your hand, Eileen.
You took it, why
I want more.
No.
All these months I closed them out of me to keep from saying it. I want you, Eileen.
Oh, Paddy, how can you say?
Why not? Why not?
Thomas, your brother.
But he wanted me to have you.
What?
Aye, he did. You've heard me tell the story. The boat turned over. He was drowning. I tried to save him.
Yes. Yes.
Before he went under, he cried out, Eileen, take care of her. So marry me, Eileen. Thomas wanted that for you. I swear it. Marry me. Marry me. Marry me. Marry me. Marry me. Marry me.
Yes. Yes. Oh, Mother Donald, why do you sit here apart from all the rest and weep? My son, I don't love Paddy as I did dear Thomas. God rest his soul. But you know Thomas's dying words. I'm so lonely, Mother. Sometimes I think... Oh, Mother Donald, don't make it hard for me. All these weeks.
There's no wedding for him in the sea.
Oh, stop saying that. He wanted me to be with Paddy. He did. He did. I don't know what to do. I don't.
Eileen, we're waiting. Eileen.
Let me be.
Talking to the old woman again, eh? What's she been saying to you?
Let her be.
Shut your mouth, you old crock. You're sick I am of your weeping and wailing. Come, Eileen.
No, let go.
Oh, please, Mother Donald,
Kate,
don't.
My good Thomas loved her, and you shan't have her.
Listen to me, Mother. You're my weeping, you're my wail, as you've been doing since that day. But your blessed Thomas is dead, and I'm living. And what Thomas wanted me to do, I'll do. I'm marrying Eileen. So if it's a wedding of your son you want to see, come down to the shore where my friends and the priest is waiting. A wedding, you hear me, Mother, and neither you or heaven or hell can stop me. All right, Father Donahue. Ready I am to be made a man with a wife. Come closer, neighbor. The wedding will be now instead of later, for it's impatient the girl is to be my wife, Eileen.
I'm cold.
Cold, did you say, with me next to you, and the sun warm in the sea, and the fog's as heavy as my hand after the wedding. Now, what's the matter with all of you? You stand there as if I was talking of burying instead of wedding. Well, I say the devil with you.
Paddy, you're drinking, you.
I say it again, the devil with all of you with your long faces. Look at that fog and look at the water. This is a day for a king of the sea. And I'm a king. Marrying the girl I've always wanted. Kiss me, girl.
No, please.
Kiss me. I'm marrying you. Let them all see. Everyone hear. In the sky and the fog and the sea.
Who cried out?
Who was it?
It's the widow Donald. It's Katie Donald.
Let me through. Katie. Kate Donald, what is it? That's my wedding she is. Well, you won't.
Wait! Listen.
To what?
Listen.
There's nothing to hear. Father Donahue, come away. Read the wedding service.
Listen.
Mother of God. Father Donahue, why do you say that? What's the matter with you? Why do you stand there with your jaw hanging? Eileen, you too standing there. Answer me, what's the matter with you?
I hear it.
You what? Have you gone deaf? All of you, why are you standing there so still? What are you after?
All of them here, but you.
You what? You what? Answer me, someone. What do you hear and what? Mother of God. Out of the sea. What's out of the sea? You're crazy, all of you. On your knees, my children. On your knees? Why are you praying? Someone tell me. What is it you're listening to?
All of them here, but you evil one.
You what? What? Answer me. Answer me! Stop looking like that as if you're hearing something. There's nothing to hear. Nothing but the wind. Answer me, someone. What are you listening to? Whatever it is, I can't hear it. I can't. It's not deaf I am. I hear my voice. And what are you listening to? I came here for my wedding to get Eileen, not to be driven out of my head by you. I'll kill you. I'll kill all of you. Get to your feet. Get off your knees. Tell me what you're hearing. Father Donahue, tell me, what are you hearing? From out of the sea. What? A great sin has been done by one of us. What the old man said was true. A great sin done, and out of the sea will come a great voice, and the heavens will tremble. Stop talking, my wedding. There can be no wedding. A great sin has been done. Listen and pray. Pray? I don't know, pray. Why should I pray? Get to your feet and read my wedding. You're crazy, all of you. There's nothing to hear. There's nothing. Wait. I do hear something from the sea. Louder. Louder. I hear it. A voice. His voice. His voice. His voice. His voice. Someone calling.
Out of the sea.
Quiet, everyone. Quiet so we can hear. His voice.
Look, a boat coming through the fog. It's my Thomas. It's my Thomas.
No, not Thomas. It can't be Thomas.
Help the boat in. It's Thomas. Oh, Thomas, my son. Thomas, I'm coming to you.
Look, a boat coming through the fog.
Can't become Donald. You are there. It's Thomas Donald.
No, he's dead.
What's the eyes?
He's dead, Thomas. Dead. Go back to the dead. I killed you. You're dead.
Mother.
No. No, dead, Thomas. Dead. I killed you. Go back to the dead.
Mother.
No, you won't get me dead thing. No, get away.
I'll run.
Mother.
Thomas, come back.
Eileen, it's you, Father Johnny. Have the dead arisen? No, I'm flesh and blood, good Father. He left me in the sea for dead, that devil I called brother. I knew what I knew. But a trawler fished me out and shook the water out of me for the heart, and he stopped.
Oh, my son.
And then they took me to the main. But I had no money. It took me all this time to get back. Now, let go of me, Mother. And you, Eileen,
There's a score to be settled with him.
No, son, no.
There's a score to be
With you,
settled.
the evil one, believe
Aye,
me.
Thomas, aye. Look, all your friends, they're afraid to come close. Afraid of the miracle.
And miracle it was. The fog's so thick out there. My boat, I almost ran on the rocks till I heard the bells.
Blessed death.
Why do you say that? What were those bells that guided me here? There are no such on the island. Why do you look at me like that? Father, you tell me, what were those bells?
It said, there is a cathedral under the sea at this place where we stand. And if a great wrong is to be done in these islands, the bells under the water ring and ring until men cannot bear the sound of it, and the very heavens tremble with the glory of God and the glory of righteousness.
Tonight's play, The Engulfed Cathedral, was especially written for radio by Arch Oboler and featured Raymond Edward Johnson, Ann Shepard, Adelaide Klein, Chester Stratton, Basil Logren, and Helen Brooks. Next week, we bring you a new play titled Baby, featuring Miss Irene Wicker. Arch Oboler's Plays. On the winds of the night, we bring you a story whispered in the night. Arch Oboler's Plays are presentations of the National Broadcasting Company, RCA Building, Radio City, New York.
Mutual presents Arch Oboler's Plays. The Mutual Broadcasting System has the pleasure of presenting the third broadcast of a special 26-week series of plays by radio playwright Arch Oboler. In this series, we hope to bring you dramas full of the excitement and the meaning of plays told in relation to the expanding world in which we live. The play will be introduced by Arch Oboler.
Everyone is talking about the post-war home. Houses that will be bought in packages and erected while you wait with a tack hammer and a button hook. They talk about vacuum glass walls and radiant heating and coal lighting and organic living and kitchen sinks, which will include everything but the kitchen sink. I read these notes about the brave new house, and then I heard a song. And by that peculiar reverse alchemy of a playwright's mind, I've written a play, which my friend Raymond Massey will now bring you, which is about the house I live in, but which has nothing to do with plastics or packaged conveniences, but which has to do with a man's heart.
I want to tell you about the house I live in. I want to tell you how the house that had been mine lost its walls, and all the rooms were filled with rubble, and a dust arose. And when I looked again, the house was gone.
Was it a bomb that fell?
Bomb? Bomber over Elm Street, USA.
But you say your house disappeared. How did it disappear?
I'm going to tell you. The morning began as so many others had begun since Tom and Elsa had gone. Again, I hadn't slept. I opened the front door, stood on the front porch, and watched the daylight slowly wake up the street. It had rained during the night. I had listened to every drop. And now the light lit up the wet leaves as the trees shook themselves in the morning wind. Another day, and I was waiting for 8 o'clock.
Sorry, Mr. Rogers, nothing today.
You sure? Perhaps the letter...
Sorry, Mr. Rogers, nothing today. Maybe it'll come tomorrow.
I already knew about tomorrow.
Sorry, Mr. Rogers, nothing today. You know, it takes a long time for a letter to get to Elm Street from Japan.
I went back into the house. Chairs, tables, sofa. The piano Elsa had played. The piano Elsa had played. I went upstairs. Tom's room just as it had been. His bed, his typewriter on the desk, his track shoes hanging from the side of that chair he had made in manual training. Just the way it had been that last night.
Sure, Dad, sure, all packed. Come on in, sit down. Socks? What do I want to take more socks for? But, Dad, didn't you ever hear of GI issue? Say, Dad, will you do something for me? All this junk here, will you hand it out to those Margolis kids down the street? Yeah. Yeah, the baseball and the mitt. Remember when I broke my thumb on that hot liner? Oh, you better not give them the football until fall, because if you give it to them now, there won't be much of it left by then. Hey, Dad, did you hear about that? I'm getting farsighted. Dad, my track shoes, everything but my track shoes. I'll be doing a little running when I get back, if I'm still young enough. Me and my long gray beard doing the high hurdles. Oh, come on, Dad, it isn't as bad. Well, look, I'll be back soon. Don't you read the papers? What? Well, this war with the Japolas won't last 6 months once I get over there. Dad, well, this is just a guess, but I got a hunch we'll be starting to bomb Tokyo soon. Well, it's just a hunch, but if it happens, I'm going to be in on it, and, well, I'll send you a bird's-eye picture of the Emperor's horse. Dad, something else. And we almost got married last week, and then we didn't. Yeah. Oh, no, it was me. I wanted her to have a chance to change her mind if I stayed away too long. She found out that absence didn't make the heart. Well, you know. If she needs anything, well, keep an eye on her, will you? Thanks. How much time have I got left? Is that all? You watch. You sure you watch? Okay. I just want to sit here a little bit and look around. Yeah. Funny, I've always had so much time. Now I've only got enough to sit here. It's a swell room. A good house. And a good life. Hey, hearts and flowers. Okay, Dad, get the car out. I'm all ready to go.
Ready to go. Ready to go where? Tom, if I only knew where you were. Or if you were. Elsa's room. The silly room, I'd call it, with its frippery, billowing curtains, cretonne flounces on the dressing table at which she'd sat so many times, covering with glamour a face that was so very young.
Christ, Dad, come on in.
Dad, do you think this makeup's too dark? My lipstick? I know it's red. It's the reddest I could get. Oh, Dad, this is a terrible thing to say, but I'm going to miss dressing up like this. Oh, that's silly. It's a beautiful uniform and a beautiful chance, and I want it. I'll miss all the frills. If they heard me talk, they'd pull up the gangplank before I got there. Tomorrow? 6 o'clock. Dad, I'd rather you didn't come down to the station. No, it isn't that. I just don't want... Dad, please. Just the way you did when Tom... Just let me go alone. Thank you, darling. Dad, I may not get another chance, so I'll say it again. Please don't forget to take the coffee pot off the stove every morning. If you burn the bottom out of it, I'll... All right, I believe you. And eat right, Dad. Vegetables. Please have at least one vegetable a day. And beer isn't a vegetable. If I come back and find you as fat as Patty's pig, I'm going to... Oh, Dad, I wish I had another week. Even another day. Make sure you'll be all right. I think I've arranged everything about the meals and the laundry and about the cleaning. If I were only sure you'd be all right. Oh, I shouldn't talk like that. You'll be all right, and I'll be all right, and Tom is all right. Hey, Dallas, I'm late for my date. Turn out the lights for me, will you, Dad?
Everything as it had been, but now a place I couldn't stay in. Out into the street, to walk as I had done so many times before, until the circle of my aimless steps brought me back to this empty house I lived in. I had made the walk so many times. 50 steps and that silly little Pekingese of Mrs. Englehart would see me pass and yap at me. Another dozen steps and the broken piece of sidewalk in front of the Andrews place. Then the iron picket fence Tom used to run along when he was small, banging his stick along the iron pickets as he ran, so half the neighborhood knew his nibs was free of school for another day. I passed a big oak tree where Elsa would stand with her girlfriends when she was very young.